Okay. You got, bro. If I give the impression I'm stressing, this something heavy on this grown man mind. Bitch, I playing with me. Why the fuck you keep catching attitudes every time we get into it, running this grown man high? The sun don't shine right when she's gone. Baby got that black girl magic that hold a grown man hostage. Racks in my pocket was on my own when I got this. The sun don't shine when she going away. Hey. Turn the lights down and turn the speakers up. Who you trust? Not a soul. I got my pistol tucked. Been overthinking. Feel I ain't enough. I got my mental up. Then over time I start to realize they can't compete with us. Everybody here can't eat with us. Still go with your move cause they gon' judge you anyway. Fuck opinions and them niggas jack them words a hold no weight. From out of state I throw a text on that and tell them that it's cake. They couldn't wait to buy another cutie. Too much information. I got 150 rounds. I got another iteration. It's like her body out of bounds. Ain't no way that I can change this homeboy out to them hounds. One phone call, here come them Haitians. Catching plays out by the pound. Send gelato to the chain. If I give the impression I'm stressing, it's something heavy on this grown man mind. Bitch, I playing with me. Why the fuck you keep catching attitudes every time we get into it, running this grown man high? The sun don't shine right when she's gone. Baby got that black girl magic that hold a grown man hostage. Racks in my pocket was on my own when I got this. The sun don't shine when she going away. Hey. You can't, baby. Okay, baby. Yeah. I love it.
Well, all right. Once again, putting it down for you and your. This is another episode of The Lion's Den. The segment titled "The Conversation Continues," talking about what's on your mind. And we are your host, the dynamic duo. We have the seventh answer, Lady Karima, along with Brother Malakaya, Baby Hebrew. And as always, we give honor to the Lord in Christ, from whom all positive thoughts flow. And brothers and sisters out there in Lion's Den land, you are now tuned into the grand ultimate truthality social media platform experiment. Now, please understand that when you come into the Lion's Den, the formula which makes this machine work so beautifully, the 7 I's, and that is intelligence, integrity, inspiration, influence, independence, insight, information, and all these are the summations of the facts. That's all we're going to give you are the facts, the frequently accurate, correct truths. And also, when you roll with the lions, you are rolling with the pride, because we are permanently ready in destroying evil, starting with our own. And you know we're one of the many factions of the anti-coon movement. And what's a coon? C-O-O-N? A complete, obvious, obedient, yes, a boss, nigga. We don't do that here. No buck dancing, no samboing, no handkerchief head, no pickaninny, no polywana cracker, none of that other foolishness. We don't do that here. Ever. All right? Which, of course, now means that we don't have any sponsors breathing down our backs, telling us what we can and cannot say, therefore making us liberated moderators in all that we present. And of course, we're also the home of counterpoint. Sometimes we may not see eye to eye, so we go into what is called debate. But it's a friendly debate. It keeps everybody honest. It keeps us all on our toes, because it's important to understand before you go opening your mouth, because see, we also advocates of freedom of speech, but responsible speech. And what's the number one rule, law, principle, whatever adjective you want to put in front of it? The number one rule that governs the freedom of speech is you better think before you speak. Give careful consideration of what you say before you say it. Because if you don't know what you're talking about, you might just get your feelings hurt in certain circles. Moving on. Therefore, we come into in the spirit of Isaiah, the 41st chapter, 21 through 24, where the good Lord says, produce your cause and bring forth your strong evidence to support whatever it is you're going to talk about, which also goes into 1 Thessalonians 5, the 5th chapter, verse 21, which tells us to be ready, willing, and able to prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. And now, you're also being hit with Virgo energy. That's right. We are analytical, critical, political, but we always strive to never be hypocritical. All right? And the seventh answer, myself and JT Raw, look, we are very sympathetic and empathetic to those of you out there who may be allergic to the truth, can't handle the facts, okay, and just, can't deal with reality. We're very sympathetic and empathetic to you, but still, we're not going to compromise it for nobody. So you might as well skedaddle, keep it moving, leave, break out. Anything that means you don't have to be here, because trust, you will not be missed. And of course, the last and final aspect of this formula of the Lion's Den, as set forth by our other lioness, I am Manna. When you come to the Lion's Den, wipe your feet, mind your manners, conduct yourself in an orderly manner, and enjoy yourself. Because if at any given time, if you get out of pocket, out of line, well, the seventh answer is going to swoop down with the QU Ignis and break you down like physical fitness and kick you up out here so fast, not even a Jehovah will witness. And all I'm going to do is stand by and say nothing and just go, ah, because you were told. See, if we're not rude hosts, we're not going to put up with nobody being a rude guest here. And so now with all the formalities out the way now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is, you're going to have to put on your coat or whatever outer gear you're going to need, because this is going to be rough. This ride is going to be rough. Okay. Tonight we're going to go, mental illness is running rampant. We're going to go deep. Now, we're not going to sit up here in this particular segment and deal with the specifics of the different mental illnesses that are out there. What we're going to do is give an overview, an interview of all things being spiritual. But we're going to cover a lot of different issues and dynamics, and some of our presentations will be tough to watch, but they are very much necessary because we are living in some very dire and dark times. Now, over these last number of weeks and nights, you've seen the seventh answer. She brings in videos dealing with MK Ultra, the psycho, certain dark forces out here who have been practicing psychological disruption in human beings and in our people in particular, all right, for a very long time. All right, you've seen my presentations. If you go back a couple of years ago, I did a presentation on mental illness running deep in the black diaspora and the family here. And another brother came in behind me. He went into specific illnesses. But what we, again, tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to deal with the overview and interview of the attacks on our people. You know, all things are spiritual, as I said. And so when you go into the Bible, and because we know we are the children of Israel, okay, in the book of in the book of the Bible itself, Mark the 5th chapter, Luke the 9th chapter, verse 37, Matthew the 17th chapter at verse 15, and Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, verses 28 through 29, these all highlight from a prophetic standpoint, and even in the ancient days, the different mental illnesses, the spirits of lunatic, depression, melancholy, and all other psychiatric, what was known as evil spirits in that time. Because when you look up the universally accepted definition of the word psy, psy, it is dealing with any attacks on the mind. We all understand that everything is from a godly or demonic standpoint. So we're gonna cover this. We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna show you how and why the things that we're suffering just 115, 100 and now 20 years up from this slavery experience here in America. While we are still feeling the after effects and shocks of unrequited and unaddressed issues in our community and everything else. So, but before I go any, but now, seventh answer, give also your breakdown and what why you want to take us in the direction that we're going to go in first, okay? By all means, please take it away.
Okay, so I want to go with the mental illness in the Black community and the role into how triggers into the mental, as how to trigger how the mental ill. I mean, how different certain situations and certain events trigger the mental illness in people. You feel what I'm saying? And it go to their family. You feel what I'm saying? To different traumas that they suffered and didn't let go. You know what I mean? Probably from abuse or sexual assault. Any, you know what I mean? Different factors may play into it. And then it leads to oh, wait, hold on. It leads to
Well, why?
drugs
Okay,
and oh no, oh no, it's another screen that popped up. I can't even see nothing.
okay. Well, how about this? While you're collecting your thoughts, but listen, I'm gonna let me just put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Like I for one, like I for instance, right? And I'm not ashamed. I'm not
Okay, so you
afraid. Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, so I want to show certain incidents and recent incidents, like mothers, single mothers. You know what I mean? A lot of people talks about single mothers and choices that they made to be single and certain choices that they don't know the reason why they single. But the factor into, you feel me, the mental health that comes into being a single mother, because after giving birth you already know the factors into the mental stage of postmortem. Then you have being the fact that they don't have support. See, the support is very important. They don't have the support system. A lot of grandparents don't want to be grandparents no more. They want to live their life. You know what I mean? And uh, we see many cases where the woman can't get someone to even sit and watch the child. You know what I mean? As far as so they can, be able to, make a living for their child. They make a living for their family. The support is not there, and that plays a big role into a mental breakdown. You know, a lot of it comes out of drinking, you know, doing drugs, and you already know that all that was planted into the black community. So we already know who plays a role into these factors. But we know that the Willie Lynch letter shows how some of this play into factor the division, you know, the mother against the mother, the child, you know, the fatherless homes and things of that type of nature. But we already know that, you know, CIA, the government, co and pro has a part into this. A lot of this stuff we talking about that we already presented plays a factor into this mental health in the black community too. But the lack of support. So we're gonna show incidents where the mother called on help to her family and they did not give her support. Now we have the internet demonizing her, which, you know what I mean, they have a right to. But at the end of the day, they're not seeing the big picture of who's controlling the mind, first of all, who's basically, you know what I mean, the family, because they ain't taking responsibility. A lot of these situations where the woman called on their family and they like, you know, no support. And, you know, in certain cases where, you know, they filming themselves doing, you know, certain events, they're actually, it's like calling out, like, this is the, I told you I was going to do this. You feel me? But the fact of the matter is there's no system that put in place. Like you can call mental health and they're not there. It's they'll tell you quick, you know, if they're not harming themselves at this point in time, we can't help them. They're grown, you know, we can't, you know, admit them without their consent and all this type of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Unless they did something, you know, the and we already know that they released a lot of mental people. So we don't know if they didn't experimenting on these people and release them. And this medication we know ain't doing too much of nothing but besides experimenting on them and causing another effect on them. But my point is I want to show that these women that are mental, because we call it mental ill, because a lot of people want to say these these white people, white boys and all this, you know, mental when they commit crimes and do things like that. But when it comes to the black community, it's like, you know what I mean, they demonize them all crazy and they don't label them for what it is. You feel me? For what it should be. You feel me? Which is mental illness. You feel what I'm saying? I don't mean
But
to
seventh,
laugh, but
no, but seventh answer, I get where you're coming from, and sometimes you might just laugh just to keep from crying. But the bottom line is this: is look, for a very long time, mental mental health, mental illness within our community has gone ignored for a long time. But we cannot afford to do that any longer. There are just too many things that are transpiring. Like I sit up here as one who's been diagnosed. I went and got the help I needed. I've been battling clinical post-traumatic stress disorder along with severe anxiety disorder and manic depression. Okay? But I wasn't afraid to go get the help that I needed because I understood that the things that I was starting to delve into, the darkness I was going into, hearing voices and all that. Look, it's not a joke, it's not a game. All right? And therefore we need to start looking at the fact that we need the help. This is why Whitney Houston is dead and gone. And so many other celebrities that we knew and grew up watching are dead and gone. People in our family who went undiagnosed. Or you yourself listening to this presentation right now, you may be walking around a ticking time bomb and don't know it. Because again, a lot of psychiatric illnesses that we have within our family structure goes untalked about, is taboo. But we can no longer sit around being afraid to deal with these issues, especially when again they stem from slavery and what we suffered in that. And again, we're only 120 years up from that, and the deep psychosis, the deep psychosis that we still inherently carry from that because we never really fully attacked and strive to heal from those effects are still being put upon us by very evil and sinister elements. As Sister Creamy just mentioned, the counterintelligence program. About last week, we made a presentation of a black spy named Dr. Perry, who told us, who outlined 50 or more years ago what the FBI and CIA were putting into play to attack our people. When you look at heroin, crack, when you look at Ritalin and Risperdal and all these other medications that have been out here for years, much of these things have not helped our community. They have ransacked and destroyed it. Then the use of pornography, sexual deviancy, all these things that we have embraced as culture have been an extremely destructive element as well. And we can no longer afford to have these things ravaging us. Now, the presentation that Sister Kareem is going to bring along, I too have, depending on if you want to roll with us for all my night hours on my side of the coast, all right? I want to go into the, if time permits, I want to cover how you have a young 22-year-old woman shoot another woman, older woman, Kiana Hampton out of Texas, who shot and killed Cecilia Simpson, a mother of two children, who was teaching her about manners. That if someone holds the door open for you, and it's okay to say thank you, and this Kiana Hampton lost her mind and decided to escalate the situation into something it didn't have to be, and she shoots this woman down. Then I want to talk about the mass shooting that took place out here in Heidelberg, Mississippi. Boy, Mississippi been on fire, involving Tyler Gerard Goodlow. Then you had an ex-police officer out in Detroit, his name Eric Banks, who murdered and killed his stepson because his wife, the mother of the stepson, was going to leave him. So to punish her, he murdered her son from a previous union. Okay? And you have there are other things that I want to touch base on going on within our community and our nation that we have to really get a handle on. All right? These demonic apparitions, we have to get a handle on. So with all that out the way, and this itinerary now laid out for you, we want you to now brace yourself, prepare yourself, and seventh answer is now on you. Let's go to work. All right, so while she's getting the videos and everything else queued up, look, like I said, again, as you're coming in, all of our true believers and faithful viewers, as you're coming in with the topic tonight is mental illness is running rampant within our community, and we have to get a handle on it now. All right. Now, a couple of years back, I did a whole overview on what's been transpiring in our nation and our people, but now we want to give you the history. We're going to give you the history. We're going to give you, the works of Dr. Joy DeGruy, who wrote the book, The Post-Traumatic Slave Disorder in America, Plaguing Our People. I want to cover even noted clinician Naim Akbar. Some of y'all may not know who these people are, but you're going to learn tonight, talking about the chains and images of psychological slavery on our people yesterday and today. So with that being said, we're going to run the first video. Seventh answer, take it away. It's on you.
Controversial document written in 1712, British slave owner named Willie Lynch, who claimed claimed to have discovered a method to control enslaved Africans for at least 300 years. According to the letter, he was invited to the colony of Virginia to teach other slave owners how to manage their slaves through division, manipulation, and fear, not with physical force alone, but by breaking the black psyche and turning enslaved people against each other. Title of the letter, The Making of a Slave. Willie Lynch described a method of psychological programming and social division as a more effective and lasting way to control black people than physical chains. The key divisions. He proposed to exploit age, separate the young from the old to break legacy and wisdom sharing. Skin color, promote colorism, light-skinned versus dark-skinned. Gender, turn the black woman against the black man. Hair texture, demonize natural African traits to cause self-hate. Status, house, and field, foster internal conflict between enslaved people. The letter states, you must use the female versus the male and the male versus the female. You must also have white servants and overseers who distrust all blacks. Lynch explained that once these mental chains are in place, physical chains are no longer necessary. Even if fictional, the Willie Lynch strategy outlines a psychological framework that still affects the black community globally. Here's how. Colorism. Light skin is still seen as better in many African, Caribbean, and African American societies. Skin bleaching is common, and lighter actors' models are often prioritized in media. Mental slavery. Many still subconsciously associate blackness with inferiority due to colonial brainwashing. This includes self-hate, internalized racism, and idolizing white features or culture. Gender division. The relationship between black men and women is often portrayed as antagonistic. Single motherhood, absentee fathers, and distrust are common issues that trace back to plantation practices of breeding and separating families. Class division and tribalism. House Negro versus field Negro mentality has evolved into urban versus rural, educated versus non-educated. Tribal conflicts, divide and conquer tactics keep Africans and black people fragmented politically and economically. Religious pretense. African traditional religions were demonized, while Christianity and Islam were tools of colonial submission. Today, many black people reject their ancestral spirituality and still act as guardians of foreign religious ideologies, often without question. Modern systemics impacts. Education, biased curricula that erase African history and identity. Media, promotes stereotypes and glorifies violence among black men. Politics, tribalism, and elitism keep African countries divided. Economics, structural poverty and dependency on Western corporations. Justice system, mass incarceration of black men, especially in the U.S. Whether or not Willie Lynch ever existed, the ideology of psychological control through division and manipulation is real. The modern black community across the globe still battles these inherited traumas. We distrust one another. We are fragmented by language, class, religion, and ethnicity. We imitate our oppressors instead of embracing our heritage. The Willie Lynch letter.
Yes. Okay. Hello and good evening. I am Manna. Let me say this real quick. We are being very fair. We understand that mental illness does run across all peoples and nations, but what we're addressing, though, my dear sister, is this here: how we have been ignoring the plague of mental illness or demonic, for some people, demonic attack upon our people for far too long. Okay, as the narrator of the Willie Lynch letter just said, here it is still in 2025. You have among our people, sister, brothers and sisters still going to a church, praying to a white Jesus, a white God, but not realizing that, wait a minute, hold on, that the white God and white Jesus that they've been taught to pray to and still praying to, the very people who look like that white God and Jesus, treat them like ho ho doo doo. Here it is, we in the church, to show you how insane that is. The black church has failed our people miserably, as it is this day. But yet, finally now, there are a great many of our people starting to wake up and catch themselves when they're seeing that Christianity, as taught to them here in America, isn't worth a damn. When you have white ministers and preachers out here calling us every kind of savage and every kind of disrespectful name, blatantly as of late. Finally, our people are waking up to the fact that, wait a minute, hold on, we've been getting hustled in these churches. When here it is, Citibank, Citigroup, and every other corporation owns the majority of the black churches, and then the money is going to everybody but us. But here you got grandma and everybody giving their money for years on end and winding up broke. If that's not mental illness, I don't know what is. Okay? But it also it doesn't help that all these other religions, and even within the so-called Hebrew Israelite structure, we've allowed madness and chaos and confusion and all kinds of unhealthy mental deviancies to creep in. But we are being fair, Iron Manna. But we're not interested in looking at nobody else's situation. We need to look at what's going on with us and how there are people right now walking around undiagnosed. So with that being said, seventh answer, go ahead.
Oh yeah, but that's our whole point on this topic. The fact that they've been saying and talking about how a person that commits heinous crimes are mental, and they usually only identify mental when it comes to Europeans. You know what I mean? But I have information in here, both parties. Remember, I showed you that it ain't just the black woman, it's the white woman too, and it's the white family too. When they at a higher rate of suicide when it comes to financial, because this is what we point out. You know what I mean? Family help, resource, business going down the drain. These are factors into mental breakdowns and mental illness. So, yeah, we talking about both, but we're gonna stick fat onto the black community. But I'm gonna show you in videos that there is gonna be other people too. But yeah, let's get up.
My baby dad don't give a fuck. My mama don't give a fuck. I've been struggling so long with mental health. So if y'all understand a young mother, right? If she been reaching out for months and months, please, 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 please hear her out. Hear her. Just hear her. Cause I'm about to do this, guys. Whew. I'm about to do this, y'all. And I love my kids. I love my kids so much. So much. But I can't leave them behind because how? I can't leave them behind because who the fuck gonna take care of them? I don't want them. I know they'll be safe with God, and I know I'm gonna go to hell. Oh God, I'm gonna go to hell. And God, I know you're disappointed. I know, but I've been trying. I told you to show up for me. I tried every way, God, but I know my kid's gonna be safe with him. Oh Lord, I told you, God, I was getting tired. And Theo, you really hurt me with this because you could never see how much of pain I am. You never saw how much of pain I was in, Theo. And it hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad. And y'all, don't get it twisted. I'm not doing this about no nigga. I'm doing this because I am a tired single mother that got too much on her shoulders. I don't know how to figure out this life when no one helps me. So don't even blame Theo either, because he did his part when it was there, but he was not no good father when times was bad. To my mama, ma, ma, you knew I was at my lowest. You knew, ma. You knew I was at my lowest, ma. You knew. You just kicked me right down. You literally just saved me from suicide. You saved me from suicide. And now you the reason. Another reason, like you just added icing on the cake. My kids, I love them so much. I love my kids so much. And I wish I wasn't so selfish. That's selfish of me, right? Is it selfish of me? But then it's like, y'all won't ever understand because I never had a break. Even when I was in a hospital having my baby. It's never a break. I never had a support system. So who the hell am I going to leave them with? I love my kids. If I don't do it, believe it's because I look my kid in the eyes. I'm right here at the pool. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful at the pool, y'all. It's so beautiful. Oh Lord.
Yeah, see, now, this is what we're talking about here,
Man,
right?
so a 22-year-old man, so a 22-year-old woman named Kyria just passed away. This video I just seen of her in the car is sad, bro. Her 22nd birthday. Live herself after she celebrated her 22nd birthday. She posted this video of her in the car celebrating her birthday alone. It wasn't nobody there to celebrate with her, just her. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That mental health shit serious. You just never know what somebody going through out here, bro. She was done with life, sadly. She left two of her siblings a note before she left. You can, man. So a 22-year-old woman named Kyrie.
Now, typically when you see stories like this right before the news will always demonize, make up. And when it comes to black people, okay, when it comes to our plight, we're always demonized. We're always there's no excuse. There's nothing. There's never an excuse. Blah 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 blah. But yet, when you see young women like the young lady that we just showed you earlier, she's crying out for help. We always tend to miss all that. That goes ignored. Before some other sisters crash out and they go and kill their children, there are videos, there are different times where you're seeing them begging for help. And it goes ignored. Oh, you're weak. Well, you made your bed, you gotta lie in it. Sometimes it's met with caustic and insensitive answers and replies. And then when they lose it and they delete themselves, their children or whatever. Oh, look at what kind of a mother would do such a thing? What an animal! Like for instance, you have we're gonna probably cover her later on. The Texas mother Anenda Romulus, who shot her 4 children in Texas, killing 2. We missed all the media having a field day with that. They just dragging her. Oh, she was on court TV. She didn't know who her baby daddy was. Ha ha ha. And it's nothing funny. It's not funny. But they missed the videos where she was begging for help, asking for help. Like the young lady we showed just a minute ago, or the 22-year-old here, this young lady here, she given to severe depression in the military, like myself. There are things that we see and we experience there. Oh, it takes a great deal out of you. A great deal, especially if you've seen combat. Or when during my time in the Navy, I was picking up dead bodies. Search and recovery. That bothers you. That boggles your mind. Okay? And yet, and at 22 years of age, she deleted herself. And this is what we have to address now. These spiritual issues, these demonic issues, these psychological and psychiatric attacks upon our people that have been put in play by a common enemy. We can't pretend any longer that we don't understand why these things are being done to us. And nobody on the planet, there's no other nation of people on the planet who have suffered what we have suffered. And here we are still feeling the effects of it. And it's not done in a vacuum. It's done deliberately. But it's up to us now to take up the defense mechanism to break these things. To break it. In order for us to come up out this cursed condition, the Lord has told we have to break it. And that's the first way to break it. Acknowledge it, identify what it is, and then attack it. Seventh answer, take it away.
herself, mainly because she just doesn't have anybody in her circle, in her corner. And she was going through stuff mentally. In this video, well, first of all, y'all watch the video on TikTok because y'all are going to see exactly what I'm saying. Now, I don't know how to say her name, but her name is going to be on screen somewhere. Anyway, in this video that y'all, or in this picture that y'all are seeing, right? She celebrated her 22nd birthday by herself. And she ended up writing a letter to all of her siblings. The letters and all that, everything is on TikTok for y'all to watch. But you really gotta check on your people for real. Like, you really do, bro. And it's sad that something like this happened. Because, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is probably gonna be like a really clear and uncut video for sure. But like, bro, people go through a lot. Even myself, like, everybody goes through things in life, bro. That's just how it is. And everybody is not mentally strong as you may be. So you gotta understand, people think a totally different way than others. And stuff just be hard, bro. It really just be hard. And this is really sad. Like, I really feel bad about this, man. I feel bad that this happened. Because you're only 22, and for you to be 22, this is what they don't tell you. Because I'm well past 22. I'm not though. But what they don't tell you is when you're 21, 22, when you're around that age, right? Life hits you so hard and you wondering like, yo, like, what's going on? I be seeing people on social media living their life, and I've been hearing stories from my older family members, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, when I was at your age, I was doing this and that. I was out partying, chilling, doing this. And then you're at that age and you like, yo, like, it's hard out here. I don't know what you talking about. So me saying that is to say this. I understand how she felt. I definitely get it, bro. I definitely get it. I ain't gonna sit here and tell my whole life story, but you know, all I'm gonna say is I understand exactly how she felt. And that car, that was crazy that just happened. But yeah, I definitely understand how she felt. And it's like, that's why I feel so bad about this, man. We got to do something, y'all. We have to do something to change this, to prevent this from happening again. Like, we have to do something. Let me tell y'all something, bro. If y'all are beefing.
How she passed?
It was from a gunshot. It was a gunshot.
So she shot herself. Okay.
Yeah, shot herself. Yeah, in the chest.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And she was by herself in her
By
chest.
herself. In her car.
Oh, in her car. Okay.
In her car.
Okay. Okay. So that's why you said that you wish you would have been closer to be able to drive. Because I was like, I wonder, that made me think like, well, how did
nobody not hear it? Yeah, she was in her car by herself. Nobody was at home at the time when it happened, and she just did it, you know.
Right.
She wasn't. I live in Lafayette. She was in Crowley.
Okay. And did it take a while for like somebody to notice that she was in a car?
Yeah, they didn't find her till 2 days later.
2 days. Wow. Where?
Yes.
Okay. And so
Didn't I tell y'all about this? I'm gonna put this woman is literally telling people what she felt. And if y'all watch a video that I made,
y'all want me to keep it a beam with y'all? Let me tell you how real it is. I posted that video earlier of me being overwhelmed. I have a plethora of friends and acquaintances and people that I associate with. No one called me to say, hey, how can I help you? And it's not because I'm a shitty person. It's not because I'm a bad person. It's because no one has the mental capacity. Everyone's struggling with their living situations, trying to stabilize. Everyone's struggling with trying to make a co-payment for daycare. Everyone's struggling with their mental health, trying to make a car payment so that they can get back and forth. No one's called. No one's called and said, hey, actually, Tina, thank you. The only people that have checked on me are the family that I've created on TikTok. So you want to know how real it is? Get on this platform. Reach out right now. And some of you guys do have that village, and that's lovely for you. But the reality is the village is dissipating, and there is not one. There is not one. There is not a village. There is not a village. You don't think my friends actively know my mother died? You don't think they know that I don't have any parents? You don't think they know that I went no contact? They don't give a fuck. And I don't expect them to, because it's not their job. But the village is actively gone. And if you're basing your friendship based on how your friends show up for you or support you, just understand that people don't have the psychological capacity anymore. And unfortunately, friendship is not what it used to be. I follow that. All of them follow me. Do you think any of them reached out to me? Any of my son's godparents? Anybody reached out? None. Because that's the reality.
Saw a video. I saw actually a couple videos of women talking about being a single mother or
Y'all stinking bitches. Y'all.
I'm struggling. I can't call nobody, not a piece of family, a sister, a cousin, a brother, a shit to ask for shit. Not $100, not $50, not $25. I can't call nobody and ask for shit. But when I'm up and I got it and I'm giving shit out, it's not a problem to motherfuckers. Like, I'm just so tired of being tired, G. I swear to God, like, I'm tired of being a single mama. I'm tired of taking care of 2 kids by myself. I'm tired of this shit, G. Like, this depression, they take that shit as a fucking joke. This shit not no fucking joke. This shit'll really make your ass crash out. All that bitter baby daddy, a motherfucker mad you don't want to be with them, all type of shit. This shit is stressful on the motherfucker. A single mom, this shit is really stressful. Y'all niggas, y'all daddies, y'all need to start doing y'all motherfucking part. It don't take no money to take care of y'all kids, G. It don't take no fucking money. All it takes is time out your motherfucking day. If us mamas gotta rearrange y'all shit, y'all should have to rearrange y'all shit too. Stop being like that when y'all got motherfucking kids out here. Most of y'all daddies need to step the fuck up and be a fucking daddy, G. I'm struggling. I can't call nobody.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. It's so many
Listen to these women, man. Listen to them.
All of the tender moments of motherhood that you could have had.
May I give a comment, seventh answer? Before you go any further? Let me just say this here, seventh answer. Listen, these comments, I want y'all to take under very careful consideration. See, understand that because we've allowed outside forces to destroy our family structure, this whole feminist movement by Gloria Steinem and the FBI and CIA under the COINTELPRO, because a lot of brothers have, up from that slavery experience. Don't forget now, in slavery, you had brothers being taught to be irresponsible, but it was forced upon them, being the buck, baby, making babies and going from here, there, and everywhere else, whoremongering, all these unhealthy practices that still became what? Idolized today, where it's like, you're a player and all that, or the city girl attitude, men and women getting together for all the wrong reasons, and the byproduct being children, okay, who are left to fend for themselves, or a mother who's trying to do the best she can and she's on edge and her pleas for help goes ignored. But again, post-traumatic slave disorder, all these horrible effects and things that were forced upon us in an unnatural environment during slavery is still being put upon us through, again, other ways and means driving us out of our mind. Unrealistic television shows showing love, what a love relationship is supposed to be, unreal pornography, and all these other unrealistic and unhealthy sexual images and that promote these indiscriminate practices by brothers and sisters. The whole club mentality, or as years ago, you had Minister Louis Farrakhan. He gave a lecture on the cute fact that men, you get with a man because he's cute, but cute ain't got a job. Cute has no ambition, and you wind up in the wrong position. Okay, and it go and vice versa. Brothers getting with the wrong woman for the wrong reasons, impregnating them, and then leaving them. These are all the issues of madness that we have to now stomp out, because we cannot continue to go on. Otherwise we will be extinct if we keep following the ways of our enemy, our open enemy. I'm not going to pretend these people are our friends. They're not our friends. And all the other nations who contribute, putting bad food and again, drugs and chemicals that are just, disrupting our natural psyche. Matter of fact, we haven't been eating food in these last 30 years. We're eating foodstuffs. Anything without seeds, anything that's unnatural. And when you read most of the stuff, most of the stuff is chemicals that disrupt your psychological balance, brothers and sisters. I learned a long time ago. If you pick up a package of food and the first 5 ingredients you can't pronounce right off the bat, put it back. It's no good. This is what we have to look at and be able to attack and address. Again, people out here killing themselves. They're on edge. And again, also, every family has its blessing and its curse. Like, here I am suffering what I'm suffering now. But only as of the last 15 years have I learned historically within my father's side, on my father's side, certain mental deficient, the recklessness and impulsivity and depression runs mob deep. We don't see, this is what, as a young lady just said here, the family structure is so destroyed. We don't talk about these things like they should be talked about. And the end result is the crashing out, the losing of the mind that produces devastating and in some instances irreparable damage. Just want to put that out there. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Lions Den. The conversation continues. We're talking about mental illness running rampant. We're dealing with the different, variations and all of that. And as you come in, we just ask you to have an open mind, take notes. I see some of you all out here in the comment section. You're sharing your experiences, which we're gonna read in about a few more minutes as we come up on we're coming up on our first hour. Seventh Answers on you. Go to work.
Yeah, let's go back to where the slave master was making them have sex with each other, but the mother was raising the child, more or less. You know what I mean? The father wasn't even nowhere to be found because he was, forced to work in the field in different places. And sometimes they didn't even know who the father was because they put bags over their head and make them, this was like basically trying to get more slaves out of, slaves. But they used to make the sons have sex with the mothers and, the daughters and all this type of stuff. But, they wasn't raising them. The mothers was, because remember, if you're born a slave, you're a slave. The mother was taking care of them in a house and still working at the same time. So this is still a pattern of history, you feel me, where they was doing the same thing.
Absolutely. And so while you get another video queued up, let me see who's talking. Let's take a look at who's talking out here. All right, here we go.
Listen, let's stop this fucking now. Let's stop it now. There is no village. Let me tell you, young girls, what nobody's gonna tell you.
Bro, being a single mom is literally the hardest shit ever. Like, you cannot do
Listen, let's stop this fucking now. Let's stop it now. There is no village. Let me
Do everything you can to take care of your kids, man. Listen to these women, man. Listen to them.
All of the tender moments of motherhood that you could have had, but you were stuck in survival mode. So you didn't even really get to enjoy it. You're just fucking surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can, and you get $250 a month. What the fuck? That is pennies. That is the gas money it is taking me to drop them off at their father's house and pick them back up. $250 a month. And my ex is a nurse. $250 a month.
Literally. I stayed in the hospital for a whole fucking week because I had an overdose. I overdosed because I literally did not want to be here no more. I didn't have a pulse for 11 something, almost 12 minutes because I didn't want to be here. I felt like this is
Nobody talks about the amount of times as a fucking mom that you sit in the fucking car and just cry, bro. You just fucking cry. Even when you know your tears not gonna fix shit. And like I might always have to take care of her.
I could talk to the younger me. I would tell me to wait. I would tell me to wait to have kids until I know that I either am financially stable or I'm having a team behind me that can help me because everybody needs a community. And when you are alone doing this,
I don't care who say they're gonna be there for you. I don't care what type of help people think they're going to give you. Get that fucking abortion.
I'll be fine.
If I gave you my love, I tell you what I do. I'd expect a whole lot of love.
And see, another thing,
listen,
okay,
let's stop this
okay,
fucking now. Let's stop it.
Bro,
as you're
being
now
a
tuning in,
single
right?
mom is
Okay,
literally the hardest shit ever. Like, you cannot do anything. I literally got like one side of my weights racked at the gym because I tried to work out, and they're Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
play some of them back. I'm gonna try to play some back to back to get rid of them since we kind of down them. I got a few I want to get rid of to play
Oh,
real
okay.
quick. So I'm gonna play
All right.
and then you can yeah to get it out the way.
All right. Okay, Seventh Dance, no problem.
Calling me over the intercom to come get him literally after 5 minutes because he don't want to be with anybody but me because I'm the only person with him. But you literally just can't do anything. I'm literally so exhausted from work, like 90% of the time. So I don't ever get to do like a good, like real workout. And I got up trying to do a workout this evening and he don't even want to go to the kids club. This is like the third time I've tried to take him. He does not like to be with strangers. So it just makes it hard because I can't do anything. The only time I have help is when I'm working. But I can't ever do anything for myself. And the other parent just gets to do whatever they want. Literally whatever. You can go hang out with your friends. You can work out. You can complain about how tired you are. But like, look at my life. Like, look what I have to do every single day. I hate even complaining about this because my mom helps me a lot. And I have a nanny for my son twice a week, but that's while I'm working. I'm working 24/7. As an entrepreneur, my brain is in work mode 24/7. And I only have physical help while I'm working. And so it just makes it difficult whenever I need to do things for myself. Like my nails are down to the nubs. My toes are a whole different story because it's like when do I have the time? Where's the time to go and do that? Like, I don't have anybody to keep him for me to go sit and get my nails done for an hour. I joined a gym with childcare. And he doesn't want to go to the childcare because he doesn't like strangers. I can't do work from home because if I look ever since
Do y'all see what the hell going on in parts of Africa?
PSA, PSA, PSA. This is to my.
A violent scene unfolded out.
Let me know when I can come in, Seventh Dancer.
Also tonight, a mother is accused of shooting her 4 children, killing 2 of them. The Brazoria County Sheriff's Office says the children were found yesterday at a gas station in Angleton after they say the mother called them. ABC 13's Sarah Al-Sheikh is at the Sheriff's Office with the latest tonight.
The Sheriff's Office says those shots were fired from inside of a car and that the shooter was the mother, Oninda Romulus. Still a lot of unanswered questions as this investigation unfolds.
Brazoria County deputies responded to an unthinkable, unimaginable tragedy. This event has shaken our community, and we are all feeling the loss.
4 young children shot near Angleton. 2 of them dying from their injuries, according to the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office. The person they believe did this,
Romulus, the mother of the children, is a shooter.
31-year-old Oninda Romulus.
This tragedy has occurred inside of the vehicle.
It all unfolded Saturday morning when the Sheriff's Office says Romulus called them at 4:48 a.m.
She gave us information that we need to come to her location. We didn't know exactly what we were responding to at the time.
Brazoria County Sheriff Bo Stallman says deputies responded near FM 521 and 288B and provided life-saving measures to the 4 children until ambulances arrived.
We need multiple ambulances.
Sadly, they say a 13-year-old boy and 3-year-old girl died, while an 8-year-old boy and 9-year-old girl were taken via life flight to a hospital in Houston, where they are currently in stable condition. This investigation spans across county lines, about an hour and a half north to Montgomery County to a home in Porter, where the Sheriff's Office says Romulus lives. A family member told ABC 13 Romulus and her children moved to Texas from Georgia a few months ago.
Our investigators, along with responding agencies, continue to collect and analyze evidence in this case in this ongoing investigation.
Now the Sheriff's Office says Romulus is charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Officials still trying to figure out where the car was when that shooting happened inside of it and why those shots were fired in the first place.
It is impossible to make sense of a senseless tragedy like this, but we will do everything we can to seek justice for these children.
The Sheriff's Office says the mother has been interviewed. They also say the surviving children have been interviewed as well. They say the mother's bond has been set at $14 million. Reporting in Angleton, Sarah Al-Sheikh, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
You shouldn't shoot.
Around 11:30, young kids.
Some of the details you're about to hear are disturbing.
I'm weeping because the kid, she didn't have to kill them kids. She didn't have to do it. I heard the kids was picking these kids up and they was crying. And one kid said, "Mommy, no, mommy, no, mommy." And I heard a little boy through the floor was kind of crying. And right after that, I didn't hear anything else.
For most, parenthood is a promise, a vow to protect, to nurture, to love without condition. But for these children, that promise is broken in the most unimaginable way.
This is my last goodbye, y'all. I can't take it no more. My baby dad don't give a.
Okay, so this right here is a chart of
Um, can I make a comment real quick? Or you're gonna still run the videos?
Mental
All right,
illness
here we
is a
go.
family illness. Yes, it definitely impacts the individual who's diagnosed, but it also changes the whole dynamic of the family. We saw this change in this young man that we had raised, and we couldn't understand it. And, sometimes men are like, oh no, we're not having this, and get it together. And I was more like trying to understand what was going on, and why this sudden change in his behaviors. I think that families and anyone who is close with the individual who's diagnosed with with schizophrenia, serious mental illness, is to become educated. Educate yourself about what mental illness and that particular diagnosis, knowing what the symptoms are, and then learning how do we support our loved one, because sometimes we can be a trigger if we don't understand, what we should and shouldn't do at certain times. Mental illness is a family illness. Yes, it definitely impacts the individual who's diagnosed, but it also changes the whole dynamic of the family. We saw this change in this young man that we had raised, and we couldn't understand it. And, sometimes men are like, oh no, we're not having this. And
Yeah, we're back, and this is the conversation continues, and this is really rough. The last three videos involving, and then the Lewis, and then the Romulus, who shot up 4 children, and the other two cases, you know, very unfortunate, wherein the mother, one in the one case, the mother went through hell and high water to win the children back, win the children back in court. The father was who you saw crying. I guess he was the father. He was crying. He had begged the court not to give the children back over to her, but the court still rewarded her the children, and she
No,
wound up
that was the
shooting.
neighbor.
Oh, the neighbor.
No, that was the
Okay,
neighbor. The neighbor
okay,
heard the incident. Yeah.
okay. Thank you for correcting me. But the point is, the father of the children. I'm familiar. I'm a little bit familiar. I'm glad you corrected me, though. That's why I said I guess he was the father. But the thing is, in that case, Karima, the father and they had begged the court not to give the kids back over to her because she was unhealthy. But they still gave them back over, and in the end result, she winds up shooting them. And then the young lady you saw begging for help, she wound up drowning her children, begging. But you know what? What I want to, me and you, we discussed it earlier. But seventh answer. Let's look at the fact that in the last, 30 years now, 30 years, y'all. I want y'all to think about what I'm about to say. We've seen throughout this country the closure of so many psychiatric institutions that was at one time helping people. And in their place, prisons were built. But here it is, the closure of so many psychiatric institutions. And here it is, that means there are people in this administrations, the various administrations, Democrat, Republican alike, who know that people need help. And they were cutting and destroying the services, which means a lot of people out here, male and female, are walking out here around, have been walking around ticking time bombs, a danger to themselves and to others, because you have demented people wanting, in the name of prison for profit, and instead of putting these people into mental institutions and giving them the help that they need, they rather put them in prison to make a profit. This is how demonic and destructive this slave experience in America has been, and we have always been the primary guinea pig. And now we have to break that. We have to break that cycle now more than ever. But again, it doesn't help that here it is. Again, I repeat, in the last 30 years and more or more, throughout the 50 states, we've seen the closure of mental health facilities that in some instances was genuinely successfully helping people. But we have to face that there are certain institutions that make money off of human misery. That's a dynamic we also have to be able to face and identify also. Now here it is, just recently, your president, Donald J. Trump, just sent off $20 billion to the government of Argentina. So much for that Americans first, huh? $20 billion. But meanwhile, here in America, Medicaid getting cut, you got this service over here getting cut, everywhere, a cut, nonstop. But he just sent $20 billion to help Argentina. Now check that out. Now let's see who's talking. All right, Tawana Johnson. Hey, what's going on? Salaya Ben Yah. Let me see. Tawana Johnson. Let me start with you, Tawana. You said, I'm with y'all. See my brother, little cousin, just unalive himself. I'm sorry for your loss. Tawana himself a day before yesterday. He deleted himself talking to some female on the phone. She didn't believe that he was that depressed. Her phone went wrong. She went to answer the phone. When she looked at the phone that he was on, he pulled the trigger and his body fell. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. And Salaya Ben Yah, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verses 64 to 66. You're right. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even to the other. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have no assurance of thy life. Yes, Salih Ben Yah, that's a spiritual diagnosis and everything else. There's so many things. Wow, Sister Tawana, that killed me. And well, there's one thing I do agree with you on, Tyrone McNeese, is a threat. I give you this. You're right about it's judgment time. It definitely is, and that's why we're doing this particular segment tonight, because we have to address and once and for all. Yeah, I am man, that's right. But I appreciate you holding each other accountable. Yes, it's the accountability that we have to now put into effect, I am manna. And this is why we're doing this particular segment now, because once and for all, we need to identify and break these curses. As I said, notice many years ago, noted clinician and psychotherapist Naim Akbar wrote a book going all the way back in the 1970s. And it has been reprinted throughout the years to fit the times. But it's titled breaking the chains and images of psychological slavery. In the book, he identifies all the behavior that our people still exhibit to this day, stemming from slavery, and we have yet to break and identify these unhealthy behaviors. You know, men out here changing women like they change their socks. Women out here with this city girl, loose goose, feminist attitude. All right? We're out here shooting and killing each other with this unhealthy, due to unhealthy ego, unhealthy competitiveness, unhealthy, just plain unhealthy. And that all stems from slavery when you had, as the Willie Lynch letter indicated, dark against light, light against dark. You know, you had certain of the slaves taken and made house niggers, basically. Better food, better rations, better living conditions, and they were used against the field Negroes. Today they're known as AKA in different sororities with the working class brothers and sisters out here. Even within the religious, the so-called religious and spiritual aspect, you have megalomaniacs out here who see themselves as the grand, high, exalted poobah. And if you're not bowing down to them or giving obeisance to them, that you're not in the truth, or you're not a part of any ministry unless you're rolling with them. Come on, man. Again, these are all conditions that stem from slavery. 120 years up from it, and we still are in derision because we still haven't put back on our spiritual shield in battle. All right? That's how deep it is. So, as we continue on, all right, we are asking you to do only one thing. Well, several things. That is, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share this show, go back out, come back in, and invite a friend. All right? Leave your testimonies in chat. All right? Because that's how extensive we are in what we do here day in and day out when we make these presentations to you. See, we can no longer afford to have someone else tell us about us. It's up to us now to talk about it, be about it, and once and for all rectify and solve and stomp out these demonic forces that we are dealing with. Make no mistake, again, the Bible did say that we would be living in perilous times. That a great many people, psychologically, mentally speaking, would be affected with all types of deviancy and again, see, there's nothing new under the sun. When you read the book of Matthew, the 17th chapter at verse 15, you read where Christ contended with people who had spirits of lunatic and other types of mental maladies and madnesses that had them out here doing things in that time that were extremely extraordinary. And here we are now without any kind of spiritual barriers. And we're still dealing with all kinds of madness and whatnot. And now the time has come, we must take up the banner of responsibility and once and for all start solving these issues. What I like for you to do, if you can find, it should be video number 11, and unless you have other videos you want to show.
Yeah, I do. Like,
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
Okay, can I
got
have
a
one?
few of them. I'm
Oh,
gonna play yours, but I'm gonna play these. I wanna try to get them out the way real quick. You feel me? So
all right, because I was hoping I could find Dr. Joy DeGrew. But let's, you know what? Let's play yours, and
see,
let's keep
I
it
don't wanna.
flowing.
Yeah, play these and
I,
then go to other because I don't want to go back and forth from different apps. So I want to play these
no,
and
I
then I'm
got
gonna
you. I got you,
okay.
Seventh
So
Anthony. You don't want to break
finish up.
the continuity, the continuity. So let's go to
Right.
work.
Yeah, because once I'm done with this, I'm gonna close it out and then go to the other one. It's gonna I don't want it to freeze having too many apps open up at the same time.
I got you.
So yeah, let me finish out these cry out cry out for helps because it's very important because I had a few other cases that's lining it up and then you forget about the dudes that's crying out for help too. So yeah, and then the mental issue illness that's dealing with the family, and I wanted to go into the case where this ain't where the black community was forcing the children, the mothers was forcing the children to get medication and go to some of these facilities, and they was experimenting on these children, and that was another effect into it, trying to stop them from behaving, and they do it to this day, where they, get a child medication because they don't like the way they behave and where they speaking too much. They kind of changing their behavior, altering their mind because they feel like they're a little too hyper, they a little, just different things. But it shows you that these places will experiment on your child and also, you feel me, send them back as weapons.
Oh, oh, wow. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember this case, Seventh Answer. Wow, man, just wow. Mm, mm. Poor baby. She was so beautiful. Mm, mm. Lord have mercy. Help our people. We need you in these dark times. Now more than ever, seriously. Yeah. So again, like I said, oh, Yeah, that case is out of New York. This, yeah, I know that. Yeah, this video here, yeah, yeah. This is why you got to be so careful who you procreate with, brothers and sisters. You got to be very careful who you partner with. And if those who are watching this presentation,
face with a glass bottle and would
okay,
restrain him with
You couldn't
belts
even hear
and
it. That's why.
exercise strap.
That's why he was talking. You couldn't even hear it.
Stay vigilant. Pray more.
Hold on. Let me replay both of them because I didn't know it was muted on the StreamYard part.
I don't think this person who did what they did to my child, they don't understand what they've taken away from so many people's lives. And I pray that haunts them for the rest of their life.
And they make an arrest.
I don't think this person.
Stay vigilant. Pray more.
Tyrika
Stress
Bayman
less.
facing
And watch
Pittsburgh's
your
Action
body,
News 4
America.
cameras as she was taken to jail this morning. She's facing several charges, including endangering the welfare of a child. This comes after an Amber Alert was issued out of Brunswick, Ohio, near the Cleveland area.
There was a 7-year-old male who had been taken by his mother, and they felt was in life-threatening danger.
Police say Bayman abused and tortured her son and even posted about it on Instagram.
An Instagram video that she had uploaded, which actually showed the child bound and being tortured by her.
Police found her in a car, asleep, with a loaded gun in her lap. The boy was found in the backseat in distress, dehydrated, and sweaty.
They had to reach in and forcibly remove her from the car. She didn't suffer any injuries as a part of that, and the gun actually fell out onto the ground during that exchange.
He was taken to Children's Hospital, and according to court documents, the boy told police his mother hit him in the face with a glass bottle and would restrain him with belts and exercise strap.
Five baby fathers, 8 children. She testified that she was on crack, methamphetamine, vodka, 40 ounces. She said sometimes she was high for 3 to 4 days straight. She forgot y'all was even in the basement.
I remember sleeping on the bed with my mom while a man is in the bed while they doing what they doing.
Having sex.
Right.
And he's laying there.
Laying there. They listen to the oldies.
They said Charnay would drink water out of the toilet.
Both of us. I remember that day like yesterday. I remember it was time where my mom would be in the room doing what she doing, and we'd sneak out the room to go drink out the toilet, not knowing what's in the toilet though.
You would eat the paint chips off the wall.
That was my snack. There from the top step, sit right there. I probably finished half of a wall.
What was your mother's sentence?
28 to 56.
You and your sister get adopted with 3 other kids?
Me and my 2 sisters.
2?
Yeah.
And what's this new home like? What's these new parents like?
A breath of fresh air. Like everything was fun, like sports, big backyard.
A mother shot her 4 children, killing 2 of them. According to authorities of Already County in Texas, Saturday, October 4th, approximately 4:48 a.m., authorities responded to a gas station.
Here's the deal. Our photographer says Flanagan was coming from the court in leg shackles but no handcuffs when he went for his camera, knocking it to the side. You see what happened. Deputies quickly put Flanagan on the ground.
Her face was just covered in blood. He hit her with something really hard. And then he called me on FaceTime and he showed me that he choked her on FaceTime as I was on there. And I said, Trey, that is your daughter. That is your daughter. Stop. That is your daughter. She loves you. I care about her. You care about her. Like, that is your daughter. And he told me his exact words was, you only love that man, so you did this to her.
This is the story of DeAndre Flanagan, a man whose anger and desperation turned him into a cold-blooded killer. He was the father of 2-year-old Zavea Flanagan, a bright and innocent child who loved him unconditionally. But behind closed doors, his volatile relationship with Zavea's mother, Kirsten Watson, was marred by tension, threats, and violence. On a fateful day in March 2023, DeAndre picked up his daughter from daycare, setting off a chain of horrific events that would end in tragedy. During a 45-minute police chase, DeAndre FaceTimed Kirsten and her father, forcing them to watch in terror as he strangled and beat little Zavea. What could drive a father to commit such a heinous act? And how did this tragedy unfold despite warnings that something terrible was looming? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories.
And tonight, justice for a little girl killed while her father led deputies on a 45-minute chase all across Harris County.
DeAndre Flanagan was convicted of capital murder today after family members say he strangled his daughter while on FaceTime with her mother and grandfather during a jealous rage.
Of her own father. Fox 26's Gabby Hart has been following this story from the start, and she have to say.
Oh, I can tell you it was really an emotional.
So I turn up at my daughter's house. Ryan. I turn up at my daughter's house to pick up my daughter. It is Ryan. I came to pick up my daughter. I talked to her mother from 2 days ago. Say, I pick up my daughter from here, come school, and you know, my day out here from 6:48. I sit down and wait. And you know, so she take up my daughter, she bring my daughter wherever she want for to stay for the night, and bring her to go to school without me. Her first day of school. Her first day at school. Now you see, I try my best for do everything for this little girl. You understand? I move over here. This is breaking me. Move over here. I'm gonna build from scratch, is it? And I come with my baby mother, and she decided to leave, all right? All right, cool, I accept that. Now she'll fight me. I don't know what to do, world, but don't know what to do. I'm gonna ask, you know, because I'm a daughter alone.
Can you help me calm her down? Can you help calm her down for me,
What was
please?
you saying? What happened?
So we have a court order signed by the judge.
Okay, so you basically say your mom put you out with a I'm sorry.
Yes,
Repeat
my
that.
mom put me out last night. We been sitting up there since yesterday, bro. I got nowhere to go, just me and my baby, bro.
Y'all been up here since yesterday? You got his formula? Is he still on milk?
Yes, I don't have enough. I don't have no phone or nothing. I just been sitting here. He just had his last bottle this morning.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because I'm so sorry to hear
She
that.
put me out because I ain't have enough for the rent, bro. Wow. She made me pay $800 a month.
This your mom?
Yes, and I gave her my last $100. She still put me out. And we just been sitting up here.
So she took the money and put you out. So I seen the stroller there.
Hey, what else to do, bro? Bro. I just picked my daughter up from being with her mama in Graysville, Tennessee at these people's house, bro. She don't have no car. Them folks came and picked her up. And she had my daughter out there in the middle of nowhere, bro. And this is what she doing right now. She's saying, mama, and I know what to do, bro, before I crash out. I need somebody help. Marie Mott, Oh, I said, I need some help. I need some help before I do something. I need some help. I wouldn't go live. I wouldn't go live if I didn't. I need some help before I crash out about my daughter. I need some help. I need some help right now. I need some help right now about my daughter. I need some help right now about my daughter. I need some help right now about my daughter. I just picked her up from being with her mama at these people's house. And this is what she doing. She was asleep and she woke up like this. I don't know what else to do. I wouldn't go live. I would not do this. I need help.
Yeah.
And the psych ward says, there is no need to worry. And just like the straps on the stretcher that you rolled in on, we are going to keep you safe and secured. Notice the locked doors and all the cameras perched in the corners like hawks. We will be watching, but this is all for you and your well-being. You are sick, anxious, depressed, a danger to yourself. The state told us to hold you for 72 hours, but if you sign this paper, we can pretend your stay here this weekend is voluntary. Friday morning, you will be woken up by strangers in white coats and clipboards. You will be asked again and again and again about why and how you want to kill yourself. Be honest. Remember, you are only here for 3 days, so take advantage of the 5 to 10 minutes you have with the doctors. But understand, he has a list of patients as long as his pay stubs. So you won't be receiving any actual therapy sessions while you're here, but we will recommend them as treatment for after we let you out. Until then, we want you to be comfortable. So sit back, enjoy the plastic furniture and coloring books. We have old radios with no antenna, but the static is still loud enough to drown out the sound of the woman screaming in 2B. That's just Cindy. She just does that sometimes. Well, she didn't always, but she does now. And until we can find the right medication, we are going to keep helping her. Just like we want to keep helping you if only you'd let us. It's Friday morning, and you haven't even tried the meds yet. You're still lying to us about holding the knife to your arm like your parents haven't already told us everything. Just be honest and let us help you. Did I mention that the state only recognizes the existence of psychiatric patients Monday through Friday? Meaning the past 48 hours you've spent here didn't even count, meaning we still have time for a breakthrough or a breakdown. This is a good thing. This means we still have time to help you. And I can see that you're getting upset, but do not walk away from me with tears streaming and knuckles buried in palms. That type of body language is aggressive, and we might have to do something about that. A sedative, maybe diazepam. Perhaps I don't think being alone is best for you right now. Maybe you should spend time with the other patients. Get to know how they got here. Listen to them when they tell you got lucky getting placed in this psych ward. We are one of the good ones, and we want you to stay here. We figure if we keep you long enough, maybe you'll eventually start to fit in, or maybe if we keep you locked up, you'll eventually start to act out, and we will be right here waiting to prescribe you something to label you with the diagnosis. We didn't cause your social anxiety. We only heightened what was already there. We just want to see you reach your full potential as a patient. We told you this asylum was built to help you.
Wow. Just wow. Yeah. If you're tuning in, like I said, welcome to the Lions Den. And we're your hosts, the Seventh Answers, Lady Kareem, along with Brother Malachi, Baby Hebrew, and mental illness. As you can see, this is wow, just wow. Go ahead.
What kind of place this is?
Yes, it's a mental hospital for mentally disturbed people such as myself.
Are you mentally disturbed?
Yes, I'm depressed. I don't have peace of mind. I tried to commit suicide in April. And this forcing, like I said, the only way that you can solve your problem is to go back to church. And I said, to church? Are you kidding? This is whispering this to myself, you know. I'm going to help myself. See, they're going to give me treatment here. Pills. They've started giving me pills since yesterday.
Oh, they do. Mm-hmm. Do you need treatment?
Certainly.
What do you think this voice was?
Jesus.
Do you really think so?
Yes, this is what I believe. You cannot take away my belief. It's faint, but I can hear it. Oh, doctor, please help me.
Much medication now?
I'm ready to leave.
You look great.
I'm
You're feeling as good as you look?
Yes.
In what way, Anne?
Well, I'm not psychotic.
You're getting medication?
Oh, yes, I'm getting all types of medication.
What
Liquid and shot.
What's the medication for? Do you have any idea?
To calm me down when I get loud.
Remember, Jesus was helping you out.
Oh, yes, he was. He's still helping me out. Right now, when I talk to you, he tells me what to say, exactly what to say, and when to stop and everything. He's the one who's guiding me.
What does he want you to do, Virginia?
He wants me to go to college one day. He wants me one day to write a book, to speak some French, to work in a hospital. I've been in seclusion ever since I've been here.
Why did you laugh when you said you were in seclusion?
Because they didn't understand that I enjoyed being in seclusion too. That didn't hurt me.
You enjoyed it?
Oh yeah. I could even holler out more louder in seclusion because that's when they think you're really going nuts.
What kind of place this is?
Yes, it's a mental.
See MK Ultra in there where they was testing their mind and things of that nature. She was one of the victims, but you see who was convicting these women was their husband. They may have been speaking too loud or you know, voicing their opinion and things of that nature, and they was admitting their wife into these institutions, but they was part of the
What
liquid and shots.
What's the medication for? Do you have any idea?
To calm me down when I get loud. I get loud. I'm very out of hand. Talk loud and ugly. I don't really curse. I swear a lot.
When did you do that last?
I've been in seclusion ever since I've been here.
Why did you laugh when you said you were in seclusion?
Because they didn't understand that I enjoyed being in seclusion too. That didn't hurt me.
You enjoyed it?
Oh yes. I could even holler more louder in seclusion because that's when they think you're really going nuts. Really off your rocker. And I know that I'm not off my rocker, see. So I was happy.
For Virginia, the drugs produced no such dramatic change.
Liquid and shots.
My sisters, the roosters are coming home. My sisters, everything you did is finna come back on you because they have people in place, government-wise, to show you we used you to destroy the village. Now we really have no use for you no more. Your daddy ain't there. Your husband ain't there. Your son is raised wrong. Your daughter is watching you twerk. You have done what we wanted you to do well in destroying the village. The father of your child is probably in court with you over nothing. We have used you to the same way, like back in the day, Eve ate from the forbidden tree. This is the same thing. You ate from the forbidden tree. You went and used a system that destroys you to destroy your family. And now, with this administration in, they have no use for you. Remember all the female black mayors and everything that was happening and all like that? Yeah. They ain't got no use for that shit no more. I see the girl. We are the most educated. Yes, they sold you a degree that ain't finna be worth it. You who have aged out and fell for the sucker shit in destroying your village, your family, and yourselves, the only thing you can do is try to tell your children, don't do what I did. All you women 40, 50, 60, it's over for you. You need to explain to your children, don't do what I did. Don't go around here talking about you don't need a man publicly. Don't go around bashing. My sisters,
Exactly when did your own association with the CIA start, and in what fashion?
In 1958, when I came home from India, I discussed with student leaders, past and present, many of them active with the National Student Association, this kind of small foundation to encourage Americans to go. They thought it was a good idea too. I was then told by foundations and professors and friends that I should not do this, that I would get in trouble with the House Un-American Activities Committee, the American Legion, and I became convinced that it was impossible. It was at that point that the student leaders said to me, that they had in the past received funds for international programs from the CIA, and that they felt that this was important and could also be partly funded by the CIA. And the private individuals to whom I went often had particular points of view to put forward, which would have been much, much more restricting than the CIA.
CIA than a private
That's right.
organization.
That's right. And the reason I think that comes as a surprise, as it did to me at the time. I mean, I had the conventional liberals' view of the CIA as a right-wing incendiary group, and I was amazed to discover that this was far from the case, that they were enlightened, liberal, nonpartisan activists of the sort. When the story broke that I had that I have for 4 years been a Central Intelligence agent, I was demonstrating outside the Pentagon underneath Mr. McNamara's office against bombing in Vietnam. And this didn't precisely fit with the image of a CIA agent, but then neither does the CIA.
And the psych ward says,
Over 300,000 black women were laid off or
Your person for the end of Black History Month to know is Flo Kennedy, national or one of the original members of the National Organization of Women. Now, Gloria Steinem is usually who you think of when you think about the second wave feminism, but that's mostly because of pretty privilege, and Gloria would acknowledge that as well. Here is what Flo said in her book, Flo Kennedy, The Life of a Radical Black Feminist. My main message is that we have a pathologically, institutionally racist, sexist, classist society, and that inwardizing techniques that are used don't only damage Black people, but they also damage women, gay people, ex-prison inmates, prostitutes, children, old people, handicapped people, Native Americans, and that if we can begin to analyze the pathology of oppression, we would learn a lot about how to deal with it. She was the queen and the first person, not the first person, but one of the first people to really dig into intersectionality. As a lawyer, she represented Billie Holiday, Charlie Parker, the Black Panthers, Assata Shakur, H. Rap Brown, and a host of other people. Though she didn't make most of her money being a lawyer, she preferred to agitate. She thought of herself as an agitator, and she liked to stage protests. Her first protest was against the Coca-Cola bottling company right when she graduated from high school because they wouldn't hire Black bus drivers. Flo was a pot stirrer. So to protest the lack of female bathrooms at Harvard, she had a bunch of women put fake urine into jars and then throw them on the steps of Lowell Hall. In 1974, people said that she was the biggest, loudest, and indisputably the rudest mouth on the Black or the battleground. She formed the National Black Feminist Organization and is a Black feminist icon. She's been immortalized in movies about the feminist movement, here in Miss America by Lorraine Toussaint, and here by Niecy Nash in The Glorious. Or is that the other way? I think that's the other way around. Anyways, she deserves her own biopic. She lived a fantastic life. She married Charles Dye, a science fiction
over 300,000 black women were laid off or pushed out the workforce in the year of 2025. You guys shouldn't be hired upon your skin color. You should be hired upon your marriage. Okay, that's great. Who made this system? That's weird. And the thing that blew my mind is that black people be sitting there going along with it. Like it's not a dog whistle. Yeah, we should be hired upon our merits. Okay, so there's no racial discrimination still? The people who damn near created the system is still alive, owning the companies. And some black people even try to agree with them. And they really be sitting there tap dancing, talking about something. There's no racism. There's no You're talking to a group of people that used to eat you. The fuck are you talking about? If you
Your person for the end of Black History Month to know is Flo.
The Monahan report talked about the degradation of the black family. And so when you have women like Gloria Steinem, who infiltrated the college campuses and portrayed herself as an activist, and when she was able to snake her way into the women's movement, and she took the face of a black woman, she created a magazine in which she took the black woman as the face, but behind that magazine, she had all vile manners of things to say about the black man. This is the history. You can go look this up yourself. So when we talk about, starting at home and starting with the black woman, there has been a systematic plan to divide and conquer the black man and the black woman. So the feminist movement has never done anything for the black woman. Because when you look at the state of the black woman, 75%, and we talk about that 75%, Sister Waikiki, is head up by the black woman. Where are the men? It was set up that way. The Monahan report talked about the degradation.
I'm going to translate for you. She's mad because every 6 months you want to roll up in here and tell people what to do. Well, this is a 24/7 job. Do you understand me? I don't care what you think about her. This woman, the mother of your child, she is a damn good mother. Whether she's sick, when she's tired, when she don't feel like it, she don't have anybody to pass the baton to. Nobody here to pass it to. She's the first one up in the morning and the last one to go down at night. She's the mother, the father, the doctor, the nurse, the chauffeur, the therapist. And if she decides to leave her son behind and go chase after her dream, well, Dante, Pia. So you may not like her, but you damn sure go.
Yeah, we're back. Now, what we decided to do, let's have an answer, just run a whole litany of the of videos and everything else. But now, brothers and sisters, as you can see, we are addressing all the different aspects. It's one nucleus, black mental illness running rampant, but the many tentacles that were used to facilitate the attack is what the seventh answer is showing us. She took you back where you saw the young lady, the unnamed young woman. That video goes back almost like to the 1960s or so. That's why it's in black and white. They've been doing this to us before any of us were born. Okay? These mind control, the home experimenting on us, using all types of drugs or placebos to render us, how you say, docile. Because see, understand, this white man as a whole, after that whole Black Power movement, he wanted it where we wouldn't be able to lift a knuckle against him. So, see, everything is done for a reason. If you can break people's minds, then you can control them for the most part. Let's not forget that. If you render them incapable of rational thought and you formulate them as weapons, okay, that's also another ways and means to keep people at bay. See, understand, so much so that you can make them a weapon against themselves. That's how deep this mental illness and the causing of it goes. You see, Gloria, we saw the late Gil Noble, who was asking Gloria Steinem the various questions where she admitted that she was used as a tool to permeate and penetrate, most notably, black people and our social and spiritual structure. And then you have comedian Corey Holcomb talking about how some black women were willfully allow themselves to be used, to be complicit. This is what Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, Shahrazad Ali, and so many other black women, and like for instance, Dr. Joyce DeGruy, who we're about to listen to, were trying to warn about so many moons ago. But we didn't listen. But now, this is Dr. Joyce DeGruy. If you're not familiar with her, you may be more familiar with her brother, actor Oscar. Well, he's an activist as well, and Dr. Oscar DeGruy. We knew him as Mad Dog from Good Times, or the scamming Swami from What's Happening that had rerun worshiping a head of lettuce. But anyway, Dr. Joyce DeGruy, she's the author of the book Post-Traumatic Slave Disorder. Take a listen to what she runs down, you all.
At multi-generational trauma. One of the things that's difficult for people is their first. One of the things that's difficult for people is their first response is, oh my God, that happened so long ago. We're talking about people being captured, shipped, sold, beaten, raped, experimented on. And then you have to ask the question, did the trauma continue? Yes. So 300 years of trauma, no help, freed, no help, more trauma. If it's a sustained trauma, then the impact of that is also sustained. When we look at multi-generational trauma, we're looking at people who are maybe victims of natural disasters and their families and their children and generations of folks who have experienced war. And we know that there are residual mental, emotional, traumatic impact. And what I did was I started to look at the African-American experience, starting with slavery, as a real clear, long enduring trauma. I started to see that there were clear connections between that survival behavior and contemporary living in African American experience. I started to see common behaviors that I took for granted as, well, cultural. There's adaptive behaviors, survival behaviors. Well, what are they? Let's just say 2019, you have a black mother and a white mother. The sons go to school together. They find themselves at a meeting. The black mother leans over to the white mother and says, I just wanted to mention to you that I noticed that your son is really doing quite well. And the white mother's response is, oh, thank you. She begins to go on and on about, he won the science fair, his uncle's an astronaut. She's just oozing. She realizes the black mother's son is actually excelling her son. And she says, well, wait a minute. Your son's the one that's really coming along. And the black mother responds, oh my God, he's a handful, but oh, he just works my nerves. Now, when I'm working with African-American people, it doesn't matter what the audience is. It doesn't matter what class. If I were to ask, is she very proud while she's saying those denigrating things? And everybody laughs and goes, of course, there's a secret. Because everybody black knows that even though the black mother is going, oh my God, she's really proud. So now let's roll that scene back 300 years. And let's say this black mother is working in the fields and a white slave owner comes through and says wow, that boy is really coming along. What is she gonna say? No, he's not. He's stupid. He's shiftless. He can't work, because I don't want you to sell him. So I denigrate them to protect them. That is called appropriate adaptation when living in a hostile environment. The little white boy, say Timmy, he feels really comfortable and happy about what his mom just said about him. And Trey looks at his mom and wonders, why can't you be proud of me? Because he doesn't understand the secret yet. And by the time he learns the secret, he will have already been injured by it. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. PTSD is a disorder that occurs as a result of a single trauma. You don't even have to be there to actually get a diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder. You could just hear about something horrific happening to someone you love. So you have people who have experienced it firsthand, people who have witnessed it in their environment, right? People who are continuing to be oppressed. That exacerbates any possibility of healing. So it's not post-traumatic stress disorder, because then it becomes part of what we call your socialization process. So you begin to normalize a way of living and being, everything from what we eat to what we believe it means to be a friend. All of these things are colored by history. And if you don't understand it, you're going to fold in things that you've just assumed are normal. But post-traumatic stress disorder, exaggerated startle response, outbursts of anger, feeling of foreshortened future. There was a point where there were African-American children in different urban settings that didn't expect to live to be adults because they saw so much death, that they started planning their funerals like at 13, 12, as young as 10. When you start looking at the simple biology, you start looking at the impact of stress on health. And while we look at general stress, we know finances, you have illnesses, all these different things. How about being Black? How does factoring in being Black in America impact your stress level and therefore your body's ability to operate its own immune system? Because we know it compromises the immune system. Once you understand it, then you can deal with it, because you see it's habitual. You socialize. It becomes part of your being. So one of the ways you begin to address that multi-generational trauma is to work with the people it directly impacts, to hear from them. And when you give the people the information, they can use it. I think the first order of business is beginning to have a conversation. And the other is to educate the larger society. You have to stop the assault. So this is not purely a clinical thing. This requires social justice and change. That's where part of the healing is. It's not in a clinical setting or in a pill. It's in fairness and justice and safety and equity. We got to work with some of those clinical things, some of those issues of panic and anxiety. And we also have to deal with the fact that you have a system that is set up to oppress you and to continue to injure you. Both those things have to be dealt with. And they cannot singularly by themselves affect a change. They have to be done collectively.
Yeah. All right. Karima, I queue up the see. I put in her brother. Some of y'all they were wondering who Mad Dog is. Oscar De La Cruz, her brother. That Joyce DeGrue's brother. I want y'all to. It should be right under or above the video I sent of her. Where it's James. James Evans against Mad Dog and his crew. Here we go. Now this is Joyce DeGrue's little brother who helped finance her, and he's been a very strong advocate against gang violence in Chicago since the days of way back. This is brother Oscar DeGrue, also known as Mad Dog. Run the video.
We could have waited a little while longer. Freeze our butts up waiting in that line. We can do that at home free of charge. I guess you're right. But the kid's gonna be so disappointed.
Well,
JJ!
Ma, Dad, I thought y'all went to the movies. We was, but we changed our mind. What's going on here?
What you doing dressed like this? And Tyrone Sylvester, why are you holding him?
Well, like I told you, Ma, I'm going to this dance, and these are my escorts. So y'all turn him loose.
Hey, man, get out of the way. We got business with the warlords.
Well, I don't give a damn who you got business with. My son ain't going to no gang fight. Junior, what the hell you doing getting mixed up with a gang? I ain't in this gang.
You're in a gang?
No, Ma, they chose me. I didn't choose them. I told y'all not turn him loose.
I told you to get on, old man.
Who do you think you're talking to that way?
I'm Mad Dog, dig it. Head of Satan's Night's War Council.
Is that supposed to be something big?
You heard what I said.
Mad Dog, you don't get your hand off my wife's face, I'm gonna slap a muzzle on you.
Junior ain't going to no gang fight. Junior ain't got no choice.
Hey, now watch out!
Hey, Junior!
Somebody's gonna have me live! Wait, do something! JJ, say something, baby!
Somebody's been shot.
If you mean it, do something! No, please!
Yeah, that's brother Oscar the Gru. Again, longtime activist and right along with his sister, you know, a powerful teacher. He said and believe it or not, Mad Dog is now 75 years old. Yeah, so the Gru family is very accomplished in the Chicago and LA area of the world. So with that being said, as you can see, the seventh answer and myself, we're taking you on a deep, deep odyssey on mental illness running rampant and how we have to count, how we must now conquer it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it now. Now we gave you one aspect of sisters crying for help, but what I'm going to show you some other toxicity that we have to address to show you how deep this thing goes, and we have to be careful who we mate with, who we partner with. If need be, do a background check before you get involved. Now, I want, if you can, or you can start from the top, the video. I want y'all to see the story out of Texas, you all. I want to show you how deep this madness is and how there are a lot of people walking around here unhinged, undiagnosed, okay? And it involved, this story involves 22-year-old Kiana Hampton, who unfortunately guns down Cecilia Johnson, 41-year-old Cecilia Johnson, after the elder Mrs. Johnson tried to teach this young lady about manners, that it's okay that if someone holds a door for you to say thank you, okay? And the situation escalated into where 22-year-old Kiana Hampton decides to pull a gun and murder Miss Thompson, who's now deceased, and her children are now left to fend for themselves without their mother. But again, this is what we were talking about earlier, about how you have a lot of people out here walking around here undiagnosed, ticking time bombs, okay? A danger to themselves and to others. And this is the end result. See, as I said, time and time again, what Seventh Answer and I and some of the other, and we're doing here in the Lions Den is we're taking the reins of responsibility. And if you out there listening to this show have been experiencing mental health crises, in episodes and you've been unsure whether or not you should seek professional help, we hope that this presentation will give you the courage to go head on and get the help that you need. And take it from me, someone who's been, I'm up here again, manic depression, severe anxiety disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm dealing with a trifecta. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Get help. It's okay. Psychotherapy is a good thing to help you contend with the madness that's out here. Seventh answer, take it away.
An arrest affidavit says a woman was shot and killed outside a Dallas PetSmart after getting upset at a woman for not saying thank you.
Court documents say the victim, Cecilia Simpson, was shot several times after the dispute escalated into a parking lot fight. Peyton Yeager has more on the story tonight.
The family of 41-year-old Cecilia Simpson sent Fox 4 News these photos of the Duncanville mother of two. Friends and old classmates from Duncanville ISD also mourning the loss. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Simpson was shot and killed after becoming upset because a woman she held the door open for didn't say thank you. The argument started at the store Five Below Tuesday and then spilled over to the PetSmart in the same South Oak Cliff shopping center off Wheatland Road. Investigators say 22-year-old Kiana Hampton followed Simpson and her daughter into the PetSmart. Employees there asked them to leave.
The screaming first caught my attention.
Fox 4 spoke to a 27-year-old ER nurse who walked out of the PetSmart as the two women were arguing in the parking lot.
The lady who was the shooter was still instigating, like, an argument or a fight or something. But the mom and daughter tried to, get in their car and, de-escalate the situation. But the lady wasn't having it.
According to the affidavit, Hampton later confirmed to detectives she engaged in the verbal dispute, entering the PetSmart twice and continuing the argument, throwing the drink bottle at Simpson's car when she was about to leave and engaging in a physical altercation with her. That's when police say Hampton pulled out a gun and shot Simpson 3 times. Multiple nurses rushed to perform CPR. Simpson's daughter by her mom's side, while also on the phone with 911.
If I could just hug that daughter, I just feel so bad for her, and I just want her to know that I did everything I could. Those other people did everything they could.
Now, the suspect, Hampton, remains here at the Dallas County Jail. She does face a murder charge. Yesterday, police say the suspect did take off in her own vehicle. She was later arrested. Surveillance video from that shopping center captured the shooting itself and also the suspect's license plate. Steve?
All right, this is Peyton Yeager reporting live in Dallas tonight. Peyton, thanks.
If you or a loved one experience sexual...
Yeah, man. Yeah. How unfortunate. Okay? 41 years of age. Her children are now motherless. All she did was try to teach this young lady about manners. A simple saying, thank you, it's okay. And this, oh man, this child with a gun had no business having a gun. Her life is now destroyed and ruined because she couldn't contain herself and couldn't take correction on how to conduct herself out here in an orderly manner. A ticking time bomb. All right. Now we want to turn you over. We want to go over to the Heidelberg mass shooting in Mississippi. That should be the next video. Seventh answer. We just want to I want to just cover these videos because see, look, just like we were quick to address the white on white, the white crash out, white on white violence. We have to now address some of the brothers and sisters out here, young people. You want to know why some of our young people are so emotional, erratic, and out of control, and why these two particular shootings, Leyland, Mississippi that happened last week, and then now you had today or yesterday, Mississippi in Heidelberg, Mississippi. One suspect, Tyler Gerard Goodlow, who killed 2 people and injured 6. Look,
We about to run this back real quick because it was 2 incidents that happened dealing with a similar situation, just like this woman. Hold on.
oh, you gonna run it back? Okay, let's run it back then. By all means, sir, run it back. Let's run it back. We will leave no stone unturned.
More developing right now. Police in Brooklyn are searching for a killer after a man was fatally stabbed last night. Police say it started as an argument outside a Park Slope smoke shop, and that quickly turned violent. That's where we find Eyewitness News reporter Janice Yu live. The latest, Janice.
Good morning, Ken. We actually just got new details from the employee who was here when everything was happening. He tells me this all started when the victim and the suspect were walking into the store together. The employee says the victim held the door open for the suspect, and the suspect did not thank him, and the victim asked, are you going to thank me? I held the door open for you. And that is when this argument kind of started. Now, I want to get to some video that was shot last night shortly after this deadly stabbing happened. We're told things escalated from that verbal argument to a fight that got physical inside and outside of the store. It ultimately led to that 37-year-old man being stabbed to death. He was stabbed in the abdomen as well as the neck. Now, the employee says the victim came back inside right after that happened, saying he'd been stabbed and screaming. The employee who was in the store watching this the entire time says he tried to de-escalate the situation and, of course, was shocked as to what was happening.
They started arguing about that. Then it started getting physical. Then the victim dragged the other guy inside the store, and then he dragged him outside. And then he got the knife in his hand. The other guy that stabbed him tried to take off on the bike, and the victim won't let him go. All that happens is one stab on the chest.
Well, and I want to get to some brand new surveillance video we also got as well. This shows kind of the progression of the fight going in and out of the store. We're told there were a lot of words exchanged between the victim and the suspect. And then ultimately, someone who works at the store tells me the suspect went outside, and it looks like he got a knife from the bike that he was on, the e-bike that he was on. And ultimately, that led to that deadly stabbing. The store owner says, not the store owner, the store employee, actually, says that he called 911. They were here right away. And that victim, we don't know his name. We don't know much about him. But one of a man that he knows says that they actually stayed in a shelter together. That man was allegedly staying in a shelter just a couple of blocks from here. And that friend was very upset when he heard what had happened. Again, police are searching for that suspect this morning. He rode off on an e-bike. We have not gotten any information as to a physical description, but we'll get that to you as soon as we get it from police.
Yeah, that's how bad it is,
The man
y'all.
accused
Wow.
of a brutal and deadly attack inside of a subway station in Brooklyn, waiting to face a judge. 25-year-old David Mazarigos is facing murder charges. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim with details on why the suspect says he did it.
This is the man cops say beat a man to death at the J Street Metro Tech subway station in downtown Brooklyn. 25-year-old David Mazariegos allegedly admitting to investigators he punched and kicked the victim in his head 15 times while he was lying on the ground because he didn't like the way the victim looked at him. The two crossed paths at this emergency exit gate around 3 p.m. yesterday. Mazariegos was trying to get in. He and his victim, 64-year-old Nicola Tanzi, exchanged words. Investigators say Mazariegos then sucker punched the victim before stomping on him, fracturing his skull. The entire assault captured by MTA security cameras. Those who knew the victim say He worked near the subway stop.
He says good morning. He was a really nice guy. He was a security guard. He worked in the area. I seen him a lot of times walking around.
He's working every single morning right here. The people know right here, my friends know him. It's terrible.
Police spotted the suspect in Times Square last night with this sword, a 20-inch long blade, resting on his lap. He also had 4 of the victim's credit cards on him. One he had just used to make a purchase at a nearby Target last night. Mazariegos has been charged with murder, robbery, and grand larceny. He's set to be arraigned tomorrow. He's been arrested 17 times before, including for an assault earlier this year.
See what I mean? Taking time bombs. People that have no business being on the street, you could see in his eyes something is dreadfully wrong with him. 17 arrests. They know this dude is not at all healthy. And yet they had him out there, and now it took him murdering someone for them to now take action. See, this is where we're at in the world today. This is why we are doing this show now, to make you aware. And again, if you know you need help, we hope this show will inspire you to seek the help that you need. If you know someone who needs help, we hope this show will inspire you to be that person that gives them the help instead of just watching someone devolve. This is again, the conversation continues here on the Lion's Den. We're talking about what's on your mind. We're your hosts, Lady Karima, the Seventh Answer, and I am Brother Mala Akaya, Big Baby Hebrew. And we continue on. This next story, depending on what you pull, but again, she gave us back to back. You know what? It don't take much to say thank you either. I want to put that out there too. It don't take a whole lot to be kind. And again, you never know who you talking to or who you are dealing with. Now, this is, Mississippi been hot these last number of weeks. This is a very unfortunate story. But again, let's run the video. And, wow. Just hope and pray, y'all. Let's just pray. Go to work, Kareem.
4 people have been killed in a mass shooting that has been reported after a Mississippi football game. In fact, a confirmation has now come in from Leland Mayor, who has confirmed that the shooting took place around midnight. 4 people have been injured and they've been airlifted to the local hospitals. However, there is no word with respect to who are the suspects. Some suspects are being given to understand have been taken into custody and the investigation is already underway. Just to explain what's really happening on the screens right now. In fact, the police reached at the spot and the shooting that took place was at this main street and people were in town, in fact, for the Leyland High School's homecoming game. And the school district website also indicated that there would be a large gathering at this very place where this mass shooting has actually taken place. In fact, what we have a confirmation coming in is that Leyland was essentially a little busier than usual with the local high school that you see behind in the screens right now. They had a schedule to play a football game to mark the homecoming. It's essentially an annual US tradition, usually in autumn, when you would have former state students were basically welcomed back to celebrate. And that's when this shootout has taken place. No word really coming in with regards to who are the suspects in terms of arrest or detention. That clarity hasn't come in as yet, as the mayor has essentially indicated that the investigation is still underway. Breaking news now coming in from United States of America, where 4 people have been killed in a mass shooting that has been reported after a Mississippi.
Yeah, it's a repeat. You can check it out. Yeah, y'all. Now this is I believe that was today or yesterday evening. out of Heidelberg, Mississippi, because we had one last week at Leland, Mississippi, a mass shooting. But now we're not afraid to break out the fact that these involve our people now. See, but still, the case of Heidelberg is, just it's disturbing because again, Tyler Gerard Goodlow, again, a young man, but you can see something is wrong with them. And our point is, like I said, with the closing of all the mental health facilities in the last 30 some odd years that were actually helping people. We're living in a country now where these people are deliberately being turned out. Bear in mind, being turned out into the streets. As a young man, as a gentleman we saw in the Brooklyn case down there in J Street Metro Tech, who didn't like the way the guy looked, the guard looked at him. The security guard looked at him, and he beat him to death. 17 arrests. Okay, now I'm out of New York. They knew this. They knew that gotta be a problem. 17, and now when he finally kills someone, they're gonna take action. See, this is why, be happy you have the Lions Den. Be happy that you have liberated moderators like myself and the Seventh Answer going hard in the paint for you and yours to uncover and unravel subject matters that we tend to want to run away from. We can't keep running away it's an old record by a rap group, The Far Side. We can't keep running away. This is not the white man or any other man's responsibility to help solve our problem. We have to solve our problems once and for all. There is no getting around it. Now, let's keep the energy going. Now, for you ladies out here, this next story. I'm run 3 different videos on it.
Now charged with the murder of his 15.
Hold on for a second. Let me. Ladies, you got to be careful who you give yourself to, who you lay with, and if you have children from a previous union, you damn sure better be careful who you bring your children around and who you mate with. This story right here, yo, this goes back a few years ago, but oh my God, yo, man, this dude, ex-police officer Eric Banks, this dude. Okay, it's 3 different videos. I want y'all to pay attention. It'll speak for itself. Run these videos, Karima.
There is new and conflicting information in this case. The city police officer's attorney believes this is not a homicide, but rather a suicide.
This is absolutely a heartbreaking, traumatic, and horrific case.
Baltimore City police officer Eric Banks Jr. is now charged with the murder of his 15-year-old stepson. According to investigators, Banks attempted to hide Deshaun Jones' body in an attic crawl space inside his home. The medical examiner determined Deshaun Jones died from asphyxia, the autopsy noting multiple injuries on Deshaun's neck, face, and mouth. According to classmates, Deshaun wanted to be a doctor and was an accomplished violinist.
He was always just a really good-hearted person. Like, he always made jokes, and he was, always funny and everything. He was bright, and he always made sure to, get his work done before messing around.
Police charging documents indicate Banks told police while sitting handcuffed in a patrol car, "My life is over," and begged the officer detaining him to choke me. choke me. Police say Banks and his stepson's clothes were wet. They also found wet clothing that smelled of bleach in a dresser at the house, and they appear to be bloodstained. Reached by phone, Banks attorney Warren Brown says this may be a case of suicide. Dasan first tried to hang himself. His stepfather cut him down, told him to clean up because he had to go with his mom, then found him unconscious in a bathtub. Court papers show Jones told officers he found Dasan's body in the house and hid his remains, but he denies harming the teen, and he says he doesn't know how he died and could not reasonably explain why he hid the body.
I can't go into the specifics, but I can say with confidence he was very deceptive throughout the engagement.
City police confirmed Banks was already suspended for a separate undisclosed incident. The commissioner issued a statement saying the alleged actions of Officer Banks were not only deplorable, but shocking to the conscience. This is a classic example of why I've advocated for the autonomy and authority to terminate officers when they are facing heinous criminal allegations. A bail review on the murder charges is rescheduled for Thursday. Banks is already in jail on a no bail status for assaulting the officers who discovered the body of his 15-year-old stepson at his home. Reporting from police headquarters in Millersville, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.
You can run them back to back, Karima. I promise some people I wouldn't, work your last nerve, breaking the video down every 5 seconds. So find the next video, cue it up, and then I'll give my commentary. But this guy, oh my God! Like I said, watch this, y'all. Just watch. Just watch.
This video discusses domestic violence, kidnapping, and murder. Viewer discretion is advised.
To stay away from each other.
Okay.
Sit down, buddy. Sit
Do you
down.
all have some sort of like court order agreement on custody or something?
My oldest, I know he ran out the back door somewhere. All his stuff out the back door.
He ran out?
Yeah, because he got on the phone with her, wouldn't answer what was going on. I said, what's up, what's up? He wouldn't tell me. He said, nothing.
This is getting messy,
So,
man.
Yeah, I tried to tell him. I said, sit here, wait for your mom to get here. I went upstairs. I got to get ready to go. My lieutenant, I can share my phone. We just got off the phone. I informed him of everything. Told him everything. All right, yeah. Okay, so. Is this always down? No, this is where my safe is. Yeah. So this is where my guns go. Okay. You have a little white on your side?
Yes, I do.
You got a light back? Okay.
It might dim on you.
What's up? 95. 95. All right. What's up, bro? 95. What's up? Take him right now.
I got you. You're good. Here, let me move one thing out of your way.
Okay.
All right, just stay seated. All right.
Yeah.
I need you to stay seated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's your
No, I need you to stay in the car. All right, look, listen.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Just let me kiss my
Stay
boy.
in the car.
Oh, just let me kiss my
Stay
boy.
in the car.
I'm just saying, like, just let me kiss my boy, bro. All right, I'm coming in the car. I'm going in the car. I'm not going on that. I'm not going on that. I'm not
Start
going
him up. Fast in the car.
I'm not going on that.
Stay up against the car. All right, now get back in.
Hey! No, I'm not doing this. What are you doing? I just want to kiss my boy, bro. Just let me kiss my boy.
Get back in the car.
Life away. Just threw my life away.
Just stop. What are you doing?
I just threw my life away, bro.
Will you stop?
Okay.
Stop unbuckling.
I
What are
just
you
threw
doing?
my life away, though.
I don't care. Hey, listen. Stop.
Just choke.
Stop. What are you doing?
Just choke me.
Get back in the car.
Just choke me. Just choke me. Just choke me.
Adam Porter, look, to Adam Wayne. Can you come back out here, please? Please, get over to
Look, just choke me.
July 2021. In Baltimore, a tragic story unfolded that shocked many. A police officer, sworn to protect, was later convicted of killing his own stepson. This is the story of Eric Glenn Banks Jr., Dasan DJ Jones, and the quest for justice. Eric Banks Jr. was a Baltimore City police officer. Some sources say he was suspended at the time of the final events. He was married to Latrice Banks and had children with her, including Dasan DJ Jones, his 15-year-old stepson. Before we get to the crime, it's important to recognize DJ's life. He was a promising young student at Glen Burnie High School, a member of the county's orchestra, enrolled in a magnet program, and took pride in his academics and music. His mother had reportedly filed protective orders against Banks, claiming he was emotionally abusive, stalking, and dangerous.
Baltimore police officers charged with murder and child abuse in Anne Arundel County. Eric Banks is charged in the murder of his 15-year-old stepson, Son Jones, also known as DJ. Police found his body in Banks's home in Curtis Bay earlier this month. The medical examiner's office found DJ died from asphyxiation.
This is absolutely a heartbreaking, traumatic, and horrific case. We continue to lift DJ, and I ask that the community does the same, his family, in prayer as our hearts ache.
DJ's funeral was on Monday. He was a freshman at Glen Burnie High School. Police emphasize this is still an active investigation. If you know anything about this, come forward.
Some shocking new details in a disturbing case in Anne Arundel County. The teenage stepson of a Baltimore City police officer is found dead in a hole in a wall in the officer's house. WJZ is live tonight. Kelsey Kushner has the latest details. Kelsey.
Denise, well, these here are the charging documents in the case against Officer Eric Banks. And according to this report, officials say they found his 15-year-old stepson dead inside his house. A shocking discovery made inside this Curtis Bay home. New court documents show 15-year-old Son Jones, the stepson of a Baltimore City police officer, was found dead inside of a wall. Reports say his stepfather, 34-year-old Baltimore City officer Eric Banks Jr., consented to a search of the house after police were called there for a custody dispute involving the teen's mother. When officers reached the loft on the top floor, they say they saw a hole in the wall with a white cover leaning on it. Banks allegedly told officers it was a gun safe, but when they checked, they found the body of the 15-year-old and immediately put Banks in handcuffs. Neighbors tell us off camera it's sad.
I heard the mom crying, and that cry that I heard, instinctually I knew something had happened to her kids.
Court documents say Banks pleaded to kiss his kids after being handcuffed, then tried to grab an officer's gun, telling the officer they would, quote, have to end this. Now, Banks is a 3-year vet with the Baltimore City Police Department, and we are told that he has since been suspended without pay. Reporting live at 5, Kelsey Kushner for WJC.
Joey, thank you. Well, today, a Baltimore City police officer faced a judge who called him a danger to the community. The officer is accused of killing his teenage stepson and hiding the body at their home in the Stony Beach community. WJC investigator Mike Helgren is live at Anne Arundel County Police Headquarters with the warning signs in this case. Mike.
Vic, those warning signs include several protective orders the wife of this officer filed in the days leading up to the killing. The officer said very little in court today. A judge called Baltimore City police officer Eric Banks Jr. a danger to himself and his family, denying his bail 1 day after the officer was charged with murdering his 15-year-old stepson, Son Jones, accused of stuffing his body in an attic crawl space. After police found the teenager, he became unhinged, trying to grab an officer's gun.
Myself and others have supported legislation at the state level that would allow the police commissioners to fire folks like this.
Prosecutor Jason Miller told the judge today he swore an oath to uphold the law, and he violated it in the most vile way. He murdered a child. He said in recent weeks, Officer Banks was acting erratically. His wife tried to warn the courts. WJZ has obtained 2 protective orders she filed 11 days before the murder. She said her husband was stalking her. She wrote, I called my mom and told her I was scared. She advised me to go to the police station, but I wasn't near one. So I called the police and told them I was being followed by my spouse and I was scared. She asked for protection for herself and her children, including Son. A judge denied her order 3 days later, saying nobody appeared in court and she could not meet the required burden of proof. She wrote on July 6th, I am in fear for my life and well-being because Eric Banks keeps trying to control, follow, and emotionally abuse myself and my sons. She again included her children in the protective order. A judge granted it at 2:58 p.m. 2 hours later, officers found her son dead.
Officer is charged with murdering his stepson. He's entered a plea in the case. Eric Banks Jr. was charged last year in the death of DJ Jones. Police later found that the 15-year-old boy stuffed inside an attic crawl space at Banks's home in Curtis Bay. Today, Banks entered an Alford plea in the case. That means Banks admits prosecutors have enough evidence to convict him, but Banks doesn't have to admit any guilt in the case. Banks is still with BPD, though he's been suspended without pay since his arrest. He is set to be sentenced in December.
On January 27, 2023, he was sentenced to 42 years in prison. Prosecutors argued that his motive may have been linked to punishing his estranged wife, who had recently been granted a protective order. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to help spread awareness of stories like this.
Yeah, very sick, smashing idol. You can see he out of his damn mind. But again, mental illness, this is how deep it is. All right? And we have to really get the help. Again, taking time bomb. Here he is, a police officer, sworn to protect and serve. But then again, there's a overwhelming majority of law enforcement who are definitely just as unhinged as considering what they see and what they encounter. Here it is, you heard the judge refuse to give that woman what she needed. Okay? Resulting in that demon murdering her son. And you could see how unhinged he is in the video. And you know what? It just so happened that the police, they were actually getting ready to leave. But their instincts kicked in. Remember, the good Lord had their instincts kick in, and they want to recheck Mr. I forget his last. Okay, Mr. Banks's place, and they found the space in the crawl area where he had stuffed the young man's body. Now that was her firstborn son. Okay, and he decided to kill him to punish her. Now she'll have to live the rest of her life that her baby, her ride or die, okay, is gone. Man, oh man, oh man. So we have to be very careful who we give ourselves to, who we, mate with. All right. Now, if you think that story is bad, listen. Some years ago, you had a group title who called themselves Naughty by Nature, talking about OPP and having an affair and all that. Look. It's best to be faithful, and you got to be. Again, you have to be very careful who you dealing with, who you male from a man to woman. Be careful. Don't play with a man or woman's heart, their mind, their well-being. And ladies, same thing. If you got a faithful husband, love him. Don't cheat. Cheaters never win. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know the psychological makeup of a person. This story here, it speaks for itself. And after this here, we're going to conclude this particular episode with we're giving you 3 hours. So run this particular story, and then we'll call it a night.
Kareem, I'm yours. You can't You can right. You can me right now. How? I can right now. Yes. Show me. Okay. Show me. Let's go. Let's go. Take your hand off the gun. I will. Take your hand off the gun. But you have to pull my pants down. Okay, take your hand off the gun. Stop. Take your hand off the gun. Kareem.
The MARTA police sergeant adjusts her service weapon one last time as headlights sweep across a police station parking lot. The timestamp reads 9:15 p.m., January 30th, 2023. In her holster, a Glock 17 with 17 rounds. The badge on her uniform says Sergeant Clark. Through the driver's side mirror, she watches a figure emerge from the shadows. The man she shot was not her husband. He was a secret lover, Cleveland Lambert. He thinks he's here to collect $1,000 she owes him. He doesn't know that 8 bullets have his name on them. But how did a 15-year veteran of the force end up here, waiting in the dark for her ex-lover? Tonight, we expose what really happened in that parking deck. We'll show you the evidence the prosecution ignored, the witnesses who were never called, and the video footage that mysteriously disappeared from public record. This is the Cheryl Clark story, where a badge became a weapon and a uniform became a disguise for murder. Welcome to True Crime Anatomy. To my amazing subscribers, thank you for being here. May you
Hold
and your
on for a
family
second.
wherever.
You know what? This is the wrong. I'm gonna run this story, but okay, I got the wrong narrator. It still deals with what happened when you have affairs and not knowing who you dealing with. Yeah, this story is a doozy too. She shot the man up. Look, ladies, fellas, if somebody don't want to be with you, leave them alone. Get help, do something. But it should never, ever be where you get so wrapped up into one person that you can't function or you lose your marbles. Or in this case here, the side action, if he or she wants to get gone, you don't want him to go and you're going to kill him? Or, wow. Anyway, mental illness running rampant. Toxicity at its worst. Run it. Seventh answer.
They are. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, because we bring you the stories the media never reported. 6 months before that January night, Cleveland Lambert walked out of Georgia State Prison carrying everything he owned in a clear plastic bag. 38 years old, time served, debt to society paid. The details of his conviction, we'll get to those later. What matters now is what happened next. Lambert moved into his sister's apartment in East Atlanta. Every morning at 5 a.m., he caught the MARTA train downtown, filling out applications at construction sites, warehouses, anywhere that might hire someone with his record. The rejections piled up. Background check didn't clear. Positions been filled. We'll call you. His parole officer noted his perfect attendance. Never missed a meeting. Clean drug tests. By all accounts, Lambert was doing everything right. He got a job washing dishes at a restaurant near Peachtree. Minimum wage, but honest work. Started sending money to his mother in Augusta. But here's what nobody knew yet. Lambert had started taking different routes home. Instead of the direct path through 5 Point Station, he'd transfer at West End, adding 20 minutes to his commute. When his sister asked why, he said the crowds at 5 Points made him nervous. The truth was more complicated, and it had a name: Sergeant Cheryl Clark. While Lambert was washing dishes for $7.25 an hour, Sergeant Cheryl Lashai Clark was pulling down $68,000 a year with the MARTA Police Department. 15 years on the force, commendations for excellence. October 2022, Clark requests a transfer to night shift at 5 Point Station, the busiest, most dangerous beat in the system. 40,000 people pass through daily. Drug deals, assaults, the occasional stabbing. Most officers rotate out after 6 months. Clark specifically asked to stay. January 30th, 2023, 9:06 p.m. Sergeant Clark's patrol car idles at the corner of the police station parking lot. She radios dispatch, Unit 47 at location, code 4. All quiet. Nothing to report. What dispatch doesn't know, Clark isn't on patrol. She's waiting. Security camera captures a Honda Civic entering the police station parking lot. The driver is Cleveland Lambert. He pulls into a space under the only broken streetlight. Not by chance, Clark had told him exactly where to park. 9:15 p.m. Lambert exits his vehicle, walking toward Clark's position. His hands are visible, empty. This detail becomes important. What unfolds next will completely change everything you thought you knew about this case.
If you were sexually abused while incarcerated at a California women's prison, you may
Stupid ass bitch. I tried to tell your a long time ago. Oh my. I tried to tell you. No. Long fucking time ago. Long fucking.
Stop!
Come here.
Cream, stop!
No.
I'm yours.
No,
I
man.
am. You can fuck me right. You can fuck me right now.
I can fuck you right now?
Yes.
Show me.
Okay.
Show me.
Let's go.
Prove it to me.
Let's go.
Take your hand off the gun.
I will.
Take your hand off the gun.
But you have to pull my pants down.
Okay, take your hand off the gun.
Stop.
Take your hand off the gun.
Kareem, stop. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't take your hand off the gun, you is going to get shot by this.
Parking lot. Stop.
I told you.
Lambert initiated physical contact with the officer. He struck her, knocked her to the ground, dragged her several feet. Lambert then grabbed the officer's service weapon while it remained in the holster. The officer, fearing for her life, discharged her weapon.
Parking lot. Employee parking lot. Help. Subject going towards the exit out of Georgia State. Gonna be a tan Suburban. We're going to be in the parking lot all the way in Georgia State. Subject just turned on Decatur Street, going past Georgia State. It's gonna be a tan Suburban. Tag is gonna be Georgia Tag. Tom Edward Nora 0662. Correction subject. 58 knee radio. I'm behind him in the vehicle.
What's your location?
On Decatur, headed towards King.
Decatur headed towards King. All units around here.
1101 radio.
If I had your unit number.
1101. Stopping at he just ran into the 59 Decatur and Bell Street. Decatur and Bell Street. Signal 41 also.
Signal 41, Decatur and Bell.
Stand.
348, copy and route.
Standing by for backup.
1101 unit code 35.
36. Baker.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet
1101, you call 35.
36 Baker, ready? How do you open the damn door?
Yeah, that's right here.
Yeah. How do you open the door?
Indicator, copy.
Step back. I can't open the door.
Okay, come on. You okay, sir? Come on. Get it. Get it, Sarge. Get it. Come on.
Advise Grady I'm pulling up in the emergency room. Advise them we got an officer in.
Guns fired, shots fired. I shot like 6-7 shots.
Radio also be advised 1101. Shots fired. Officer involved shooting.
Yeah, I need a unit to go to the 45. And then too. I was so busy on the unit. Anybody that's not in this area, please request a 540 right and close down their thing.
It's going to be the lot behind where the homeless people stay.
31 or 32, please start. It's going to be the lot behind the employee lot.
By the homeless people.
Where the homeless encampment is. Ready on pulling up 26 Grady.
315, copy, pulling up 26 at Grady. Oh, unit 26 at Chase.
Come on, you want to pull it the other way or right here?
What unit is going to be the same? 9202. All units out involved in out on this call.
Are you hurt? You shot? You shot? No.
Yeah.
Where are you hurting at?
My arm, my nose. Can you grab my phone off the driver's floor? Left arm. Left arm and face. Upper arm. Okay. Yeah, I'm at the level 1. Level 1.
To the face and arm.
So turn.
There you go. Lay back. Yeah.
Is it the hand or is it the?
It's her left, like shoulder, maybe.
Okay. And right here. I'm going.
I'm turning your radio.
I got it. You got a stat pack or something?
Yeah, I got it for you. Where's your pain right now?
Uh-huh.
Where's your pain?
My face and my left arm.
Facing your left arm. Okay.
Y'all got a radio? I got it, y'all.
I was gonna go the other way.
You got a radio, Dr. Hussein?
I don't. Will you secure your firearm really quick? You have a radio, Ryan?
Can you radio this back? Oh, okay. You gonna get the firearm?
Also make sure nobody
We're going to your room, Tawana.
I'm sorry. Whenever you get a chance, I'm gonna have to roll her, take the belt off.
Okay. You got her sticker? Yeah. Here, boy.
I'm gonna just
I
go
gotta
around
go
the
get
other
ready.
way.
I'm coming. Just take the stretcher out.
You got her belt?
Yeah. Just relax. Just lay back. I got you.
Literally, like.
Did it just happen?
It just happened.
Just happened?
Where? Literally, he just crashed his car. Literally just happened. Maybe 5 minutes ago.
We're going to 7, right?
Welcome, everyone. We'll be going to trauma 7.
Excuse me.
Welcome, level 1, trauma 7. Welcome, level 1, trauma 7.
She's turning off
One
the
second,
camera.
one second.
The GBI takes over the investigation immediately. Standard protocol for officer-involved shootings. Agent Sarah Mills leads the forensic team. Her findings raise questions nobody wants to answer. Ballistics first. 8 shots fired. The pattern tells a story. First 2 rounds hit the ground near Lambert's feet. Next 3 strike him as he's turning. Final 3 hit him in the back as he runs. The angle of entry, downward. Clark was standing while Lambert was already falling or crouched. The body camera. This is where things get complicated. MARTA policy requires activation during any citizen contact. Clark's camera was on. Investigators also discovered 3 prior complaints against Clark. 2 for excessive force. 1 for harassment of an ex-boyfriend in 2019. All 3 investigations were closed without action. February 2nd, 2023. While Lambert fights for his life in Grady Hospital's ICU, prosecutors make their decision. Cleveland Lambert is charged with aggravated assault on a police officer, battery, and attempting to disarm an officer. Potential sentence, 20 years. Cheryl Clark? No charges filed. District Attorney Fonnie Willis explains the decision. Based on the evidence presented, we cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt that Sergeant Clark's use of force was unlawful. The victim's own criminal actions precipitated the incident. But what about Clark's job? MARTA launches an internal investigation. For over a year, Clark remains on paid administrative leave. $68,000 salary while sitting at home. Finally, in March 2024, she's terminated. The official reason, violation of department policy. Which policy? They won't say. Lambert survives his injuries, but the damage is permanent. Partial paralysis in his left arm. Constant pain. Medical bills over $400,000. He's been in custody since leaving the hospital, unable to make the $200,000 bond. Trial date still pending. This isn't an isolated incident. A Department of Justice study found that 40% of police officers admitted to using violence in personal relationships. That's 4 times the national average. Yet consequences remain rare. Georgia law makes prosecuting police officers nearly impossible. The reasonable belief standard means if an officer claims they felt threatened, that's usually enough. Body camera footage can be sealed indefinitely. Internal investigations stay internal. Since 2020, there have been 17 similar cases nationwide. Officers using their position to control, stalk, or harm current and former partners. Convictions? 2. The pattern is clear. Meet secretly. Create a scenario where self-defense seems plausible. Rely on the badge for credibility. In 15 of those 17 cases, the officer's story became the official narrative. How many more Cheryl Clarks are out there right now? How many more Cleveland Lamberts will pay the price before something changes? Share your thoughts below. Should police officers face the same consequences as civilians in personal violence cases? And more importantly, why don't they? Thank you for watching. What would you do if the person meant?
See, Smashing Idol, good question. What exact? If she was in the right, why was she fired? They know what happened. They know what it was. Okay? The whole video looked weird. And it was edited too. The thing that he left, okay? It's more to that, but exactly, they know what it was. And this is my thing. Mental illness is real. Something was definitely off with her. Okay? Bear in mind, he came there to pick up some money that she owed him. And what they leaving out here in this particular narration was that he was looking to break it off with her too. But he the side action now, mind you. I'm gonna leave it alone. But listen, even mental illness and toxicity is not a good thing. You have to be very careful who you dealing with, whose heart you're playing, or that bedroom action.
Mental illness with a bass is dangerous.
There you go. Seventh answer, that too. Okay, come on now. Apparently, okay. Even that can drive you nuts. Be careful of that bedroom action, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Now, let's run this last story. Okay? These are all cautionary, though. And we hope that you are enjoying, but at the same time, taking heed to what we are presenting here in the area of mental illness. And if you need help, don't be afraid to go get it. We hope that these particular episodes and what we're showing you tonight will prompt you to get up off your duff if you need the help. So we're going to run this last video. And for all my night owls out there, thank you for tuning in and being with us. Okay? And again, this is the conversation continues, talking about what's on your mind. The seventh answer has once again outdone herself in tackling this issue of mental illness, and it's always each one teach one, reach one. Okay. And we hope that this is gonna inspire you if you need help. I'm gonna keep stressing that. If you need help, get it. Please. And so, it should be headline Reading Pennsylvania triple murder, seventh answer. And then we're gonna call it a night. All right. But like I said, you can't, for all y'all who are night owling it with me, listen, you can't get no better than this. All right? You're in the safety of your home, listening to this very powerful presentation. In my neck of the woods, it's about to be 1 o'clock in the morning. But hey, it's all love. Okay? And for those of you who may be overseas, outside of America, and you're tuning in, well, good morning or good afternoon, depending on the time zone. As we continue on, let me see, Smashing Idol. Let me see what you said. Oh, okay. I shouldn't laugh. Really? Come on, Smash. Really? Little Wayne, you went Little Wayne. Wee. Oh, okay. That, yeah. Yeah, I guess she was Mrs. Officer. Like a cop car. Yeah, yeah. So if you can't find that story, 7 Answer, we can just call it a night, irregardless. But I really want to drive this home, this last story, just to bring it
It ain't up there.
All right then. So you know what? Listen.
But we got these other ones that I want to end it with. Yeah.
Okay, go. Let's run them. Let's go.
Hold on, bear with me. I'm getting it right now.
All right, no problem. We here. We're here. And again, this has been a very powerful and personal journey. Let's go to work.
County deputy has been terminated after nearly 2 decades with the sheriff's office. This comes after an internal investigation into a fight last week. Video of the incident involving kids made national headlines. The sheriff is now taking questions from the media about the former deputy and what criminal charges he could face. WSAB's Sarah Smith joining us.
Okay, I know. Okay, you know what?
The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office found that one of their own, William Squires, violated at least 7.
Okay, this here. This veers off from the whole mental illness. I want these videos here. I want to just show, right, a difference in white policing and when it comes to white policing whites and whites policing blacks. Run the story.
And mental illness. This dude was drunk, crazy, and whatever else that was on his mind. Okay.
Of the office's policies during a heated altercation last week. An internal investigation is nearing an end with Squires now terminated.
Come here! Come here! Yeah, you see? Get down.
There is a host of policy violations. Any and all, in combination or individually, would cause termination of the employee.
Beaufort County Sheriff P.J. Tanner reacting to an altercation between one of his now former deputies, William Squires, and 3 teenagers.
I was appalled about what I saw, knowing the officer, not really understanding all the circumstances of what led up to that scenario. I can also see how the average citizen sees that video and just goes into shock.
Squires, a 19-year veteran of the sheriff's office, can be seen here wearing a department-issued vest, pointing his work-issued gun at the kids in a Hilton Head neighborhood. Sheriff Tanner tells me Squires admitted he was drinking just before the encounter. He also admitted to driving his work vehicle earlier that day after drinking. Tanner says Squires refused to take a breathalyzer and blood test. We're told there is speculation about what caused Squires to respond in that way to the kids. Tanner says that information will be released at a later date.
And I want the community to feel good about the fact that we are policing our staff and recording what we do on a day-to-day basis.
The families involved in this incident tell us they are considering taking legal action, and we know that this video caused public outcry, many demanding that Squires be put behind bars. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is investigating possible criminal violations. Reporting in Beaufort County, I'm Sarah Smith, WS.
No, the kids was recording him. I don't know what that chief said.
Yeah, but 7th Answer, so you know what? In this particular instance, though, look at the fact that here it is, because this white, drunk deputy subdued white kids. Now, mind you, all right, he got fired immediately. Now, had there been black kids, and you know what? He didn't shoot them either. They attacked and pushed him and all that with his gun drawn. He had his gun drawn and everything. He didn't shoot him, but still, they fired him immediately. There are two other videos that should be there that show different angles. But my point is, no white kids didn't comply with him. They didn't get on the ground. They pushed and attacked him. Yet he showed great restraint and didn't shoot them. But yet they fired him without no questions. He was gone.
No,
but I
he
bet
was roughhounding them kids. That's how he had the backpack. He snatched that backpack off of that kid. I think it was two white boys and one Mexican. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, he was actually roughhounding them kids.
I get that part, Seven. But my point is, okay, look at how fast his ass got fired. If they were black, and even if he had been roughhounding them, I bet you he wouldn't have got fired. And if he shot him, I bet you a dollar to a donut, they would have sided with his ass. That's where I'm trying to go with this. Seventh answer. he roughhounded some white kids. Them niggas had them. They was calling for their mama and everything.
Right, but the internet got involved. But it goes with the black girl that got roughhounded in the bathing suit. He actually got fired. And it's vice versa. Sometimes you write about, you know what I mean, the transparent and them getting in trouble, but there is incidents due to the internet. And I'm telling you, the internet is powerful.
Okay, fair enough. So you know what? I think we put in some work, and we've come to the end.
Oh, hold on. No, I got another video. I'm trying to end it with this one real quick.
Okay. All right, Seven. If you we ain't got it. If you got more, we can keep it going now. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's aligned what you just said. How you feel me? Double standards when it comes to them people, and you're gonna notice it when you see the video real quick. Hold up.
Debriefing about an officer-involved shooting that occurred June 26, 2024, near the intersection of Hamilton Boulevard and Holt Avenue. The officers involved were Sergeant Chris Lewis, Corporal Nicholas Headland, and officers Christopher Cordova, Jose G. Diaz, Gabriel Getner, Hunter Miller, and Yasmin Rodriguez. The suspect was identified as 40-year-old Rolando Escovel. Pomona police officers responded to the Deluxe Motel located on the 900 block of West Holt Avenue after receiving a man with a gun call. The shooting occurred after the suspect ignored officers' commands and produced a gun. The Pomona Police Department received a 911 call from a witness who observed gang members threatening and robbing people at gunpoint at the Deluxe Motel.
911, Operator 37, what's your emergency?
The emergency is there's two gang members from Cherryville street gang. They're in the Deluxe Motel, standing out. They got guns and drugs. And they're threatening people, robbing people, disrespecting people.
Were you robbed?
No, I've watched it. I've seen it.
Are they staying in a room
There's
there?
There's one cop going that way right now. So go in there and get them.
Okay. Are they staying in
Junction.
Are they?
They're out in front. They're out in the motel. They have a gang in Junction. Send the boys to go get them.
Okay. Are they staying there?
No.
Okay. Did they come in vehicles?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what kind of vehicles they came in, just in case the officers go there and they try to leave?
Unmarked trucks and cars.
Okay. We'll have an officer go and check that area. Thank you.
Hey, take a seat on the curb, man. Hey! Take a seat on the curb.
Take your hand out of your jacket. Take your hand out of your jacket.
On the curb.
One at gunpoint. He's refusing to comply. Hey, get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now. Get your hand out of your jacket. Get on the ground now. Get in. Hey, get on the ground now. Get on the ground now.
Come on, dog. I'm not even tripping.
Hey, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Take your hand in your pocket. Hey, get on the ground. Yes, where are you?
Get cover, get cover, get cover, get cover, get cover, get cover.
Hey, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
I'm not even tripping, dog. Right. What's up? You got some tripping one?
Hey, he's got a gun. He's got a gun. Back up. Back up.
I'm not even tripping, dog. Back away. Cool. I'm not even tripping, dog. I'm not hurting nobody.
Hamilton and Holt. He's walking southbound.
Can I enjoy it?
Hey, get on the ground.
Bro, leave me alone. Come on, dog. I'm not even tripping.
Hey, get on the ground, dude. You're not going anywhere, dog. Get on the ground. Hey, get on the ground. Hey, get on the ground. Hey, watch out, watch out, watch out. No, he's got a revolver. Hey, get on the ground, dog.
Fucking ground. Bro, leave me the fuck.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Still walking southbound Hamilton from Holt. Get on the ground. Get out. Get on the ground.
What's your name?
Hey, cover.
Hey, show us your fucking hands, dude. Show us your hands, dude. Bro, I'm not even.
Hey, get on the ground. Take your hand out of your pocket. Hey, hey, gun. Hey, he's playing with the gun right now. He's got it in his hand. Hey, go on the ground now. Go on the ground now.
The door's open for you. Hey, what's your name, dog? Let's talk. Let's talk. What's going on here, dog?
They should have something on them the body cameras where it actually you can push a button and it zoom into the scene of the person.
I agree.
Hey,
keep your hands out of your pocket.
Get on the ground.
The suspect continued to ignore the officer's commands, walking southbound on Hamilton Avenue as more units arrived on scene. In an attempt to de-escalate the situation, a beanbag shotgun round was deployed, striking the suspect. However, it was ineffective. Officers repositioned themselves and continued giving orders, but the suspect did not comply and continued holding the gun in his right hand. A second beanbag shotgun round was deployed, this time striking the suspect's left hand. The suspect dropped the object and fired a gunshot, and that is when the officer-involved shooting occurred. Here is the perspective from Officer Gettner's mobile video system.
Hey, door's open for you. Hey! What's your name, dog? Let's talk. Let's talk. What's going on here, dog? All right, listen. Hey, keep your hands out of your pocket.
Explore south of the street. This is your visit point park. Please approach the park.
Hey, talk to me. Yeah. Shit. I got the cars there. Watch car.
Watch car. In his hoodie pocket.
Yeah, in the hoodie pocket. You get here?
Right hoodie pocket. Right hoodie pocket.
Let me know how it's for you. Put the fucking gun down!
Drop it in your hand!
You know what I mean?
Drop it in your hand!
Drop the gun or you're gonna get back!
Drop it in your hand!
Drop the gun or you're gonna get back!
In his pocket! Your hand in your pocket!
Turn your back!
Drop it!
Drop it now!
Drop the gun! You gotta get back. Drop that gun here.
shots fired. Here's the perspective from Officer Rodriguez's mobile video system. Here's a photo of the gun that was recovered at the scene. After the shooting, officers rendered medical aid and began an assessment of the suspect's injuries. The suspect was transported to the hospital and succumbed to his injuries. No other suspects were located during this incident. It is currently unknown to what extent drugs or alcohol may have played in the suspect's behavior, as the toxicology results are not yet available. The information in this briefing is based on a preliminary and ongoing investigation.
Thank you for watching Video League Police.
Okay, well,
That's what we call. He looked like a kind of like a skinhead, but kind of like a weirdo white boy want to be Mexican type thing. But I got one more video I want to end it with, and it's gonna be dealing with the next topic with the ICE patrol. ICE patrol that
all right, preview.
that unalived the guy and try to cover it up. So hold on. Okay, so mind you, is a woman that they shot, saying that she tried to ram into the ICE agents, and they end up indicting her. They end up indicting her on charges of attempted murder or whatever on the officer. This was recent, and also this case is kind of similar because they said they shot him based on the fact that he tried to ram the officers, but you're gonna clearly see what's going on.
On September 12th, ICE.
The government did not say why Silverio Villegas Gonzalez was initially pulled over yesterday morning. Homeland Security said he refused commands and dragged an agent with his car. That ICE agent then shot and killed him, with the FBI investigating. Gonzalez worked here at this Eero shop on the Northwest Side. Today, friends and loved ones speaking out. The owner says he was supporting his two young children. Gonzalez, as a single dad, was never late to work. He said he was not a criminal or dangerous.
I'm still in shock until today that I can't believe it. He's not back there. I mean, how are you going to say he's a criminal when he works every day? He's in the restaurant 11 hours a day. How are you going to say he's a criminal? Are you going to call him criminal because he's making hot dogs?
On September 12th, ICE shot and killed a man in Franklin Park, a nearby suburb of Chicago. His name was Silverio Villegas Gonzalez. Reports say that he had just dropped his kids off at daycare and was headed to work. Shortly after that incident, ICE issued a statement justifying the killing, saying that the federal agent was seriously injured, sustained multiple injuries, and was dragged a significant distance. Immediately, we were left with more questions than answers. And frankly, the story just didn't add up. I demanded a full accounting into the facts of the situation. The community was rightfully distraught. Even Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum demanded answers. The facts are coming out, and they are raising even more questions. The Chicago Sun-Times obtained body camera footage from Franklin Park PD. The agent said on camera his injuries were nothing major and that he was dragged a little bit. As a reminder, DHS said that the agent was seriously injured, sustained multiple injuries, and was dragged a significant distance. His children, Silverio's children, have now been left without a father, and they and the public deserve to know the truth. There's been zero accountability or transparency from ICE or the administration. On September 12th, ICE shot and killed a man in Franklin Park.
The government did not.
DHS had the nerve to release a statement saying that they're praying for the speedy.
Officer who shot Villegas Gonzalez, said to be seriously injured after being dragged a significant distance, remained on the scene, walking and talking with local authorities. And when asked if he was okay, the officer signaled yes and said he was fine.
It's good. It's good. Left knee injury, creating some lacerations to skins.
No major injury reported the ICE agent, who was described in much more dire terms by Homeland Security officials in the days that followed. And in the middle of the fatal officer who shot Villegas Gonzalez.
Before you book that next trip to Mexico, you need to hear this. Banners are showing up all across Mexico warning that the Sinaloa cartels are planning to target American citizens in popular tourist areas. And what exactly they're saying on those banners is disturbing. Be aware, these aren't just internet rumors. This is really happening. Multiple local outlets across Mexico and border reporters have confirmed that these banners have been showing up in places like Baja California, near Cabo, and other resort towns. The message: they're threatening to show the U.S. how they fight a war by going after American citizens in Mexico. One banner mentioning FBI Director Kash Patel, saying this was retaliation for recent DEA raids, drug lab seizures, and weapon confiscation. Now, to be clear, not every image online has been verified yet. Some could be fake or manipulated, but cartel threats aren't a new thing, and the Sinaloa cartels have a history of sending public warnings before they act. Even Mexico's own security agencies have ramped up patrols around popular tourist areas like Cabo, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta, and the U.S. State Department.
It's been like a whole weekend, 3 days.
What we understand is that the ICE report that they released and the footage we have seen does not match. ICE is saying that the agent had been dragged for a long distance. The footage shows that it was less than 100 feet. The footage also shows that there was an unmarked SUV that barricaded Silverio. I mean, the point is, ICE stopped a man right after he dropped off his child at school because he's brown, because maybe he looked like he worked a minimum wage job, and then shot him to death. What people haven't talked about, that not only was he a father to a 7 and a 3-year-old, he had full custody of these children. These children were left orphans because of ICE and the action they took that morning. It is bone chilling. People are asking in Chicago and certainly all over the country, if I get stopped because I'm brown, if I get stopped dropping off my child, will my child see?
So America's second civil war just began.
The president of Mexico is demanding an investigation after ICE agents shot and killed a man outside of Chicago. President Claudia Sheinbaum called for a, quote, thorough investigation into the shooting of Silverio Villegas Gonzalez in Franklin Park. ICE agents shot and killed the Mexican citizen during a traffic stop after he dropped off his sons at daycare. Illinois politicians like Governor J.B. Pritzker are also calling for more investigations. Pritzker said that this is one of the most unusual situations he's seen. He said there's, quote, no transparency and very little information that's been shared, according to the Sun-Times. Right after the shooting, the Department of Homeland Security alleged that Villegas Gonzalez had driven into an agent and then dragged him with his car before the shooting. DHS also said that that agent was severely hurt. He is now out of the hospital. But an unnamed witness told the Sun-Times that the DHS account was inaccurate. The president of Mexico is demanding an investigation after ICE agents shot and killed.
En esta casa no existen fantasmas, son puro recuerdo de tiempo. tiempos ajenos de buenos momentos en el cielo volaban.
Silverio Villegas Gonzalez.
Updates on the murder of Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, the man.
In Mexico, family and friends are remembering the man shot and killed by an ICE agent during a traffic stop in Franklin Park. They held a funeral for Silverio Villegas Gonzalez.
Yeah. Are we still okay.
That when they tested the orangutan,
the bosses told the employees in Tennessee.
This is a message for the United States government. For too long, have you had your boot on the throat of the American?
On September 12th, ICE.
The government did not say.
DHS had the nerve to release a statement saying that their
Officer who shot Villegas Gonzalez said to.
Before you book that next trip to Mexico, you need.
It's been like a whole weekend.
What we understand is that the ICE.
So America's second civil war just began.
The president of Mexico is demanding an investigation.
Silverio Villegas Gonzalez was.
Updates on the murder of Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, the man ICE killed in Chicago.
In Mexico, family and friends are remembering.
Franklin Park police arrived. That ICE officer was helping tend to the man he had just shot. The first description.
Yo sí quisiera que se escuchara.
Good morning, everyone. It's 40th Ward Alderperson Andre Vasquez. Just leaving the gym this morning. We have so much going on at the ward.
There's a bounty that was released. Juan Espinoza Martinez, they got his screenshot off his Snapchat because he thought it was just going to disappear. They got him in custody now, but he was releasing that he was willing to pay, and he works for the cartel, of course, $2K on info on these agents, and then $10K if you take them down. Now, what he means by taking them down is assassinating them.
Yeah, you heard the governor talk about Greg Bovino. If you don't know who he is, he's the chief patrol agent. And DHS is saying that this guy who you're talking about, Lawrence, allegedly placed a bounty on the commander at large of the Border Patrol chief, and that's Gregory Bovino. He was on with Sean last night talking about this issue. He says that this guy, this 37-year-old Chicago resident, Juan Espinoza Martinez, was charged with murder for hire. He was arrested yesterday. He is a ranking member of the Latin Kings, which is a gang known for violent crimes and drug trafficking across Chicago. He's from Mexico. He came to the United States illegally. And yes, on Snapchat, he was offering thousands of dollars if you take down Bovino. And he put a picture of Bovino on there.
Right, there you go. And by the way, who are the thugs? According to the governor, the thugs are the ones wearing bulletproof vests right there. And the guy in the middle, Latin Kings, I guess the governor's fine with that because these guys are running wild throughout Chicago, are really driving for the last 20 years, but they don't want any help. Matt Scorpino says this, targeting senior federal officers is a brazen and direct assault on the rule of law, and HSI will remain.
A violent.
PSA. This is to my active duty service members.
Is there any more? Okay.
Was shot. Silverio Villegas Gonzalez was shot. They hope that nobody else is driving and that he drove his of propagandists. And they have, within hours, the American media has ramped up to try and shape the narrative here. And we cannot keep letting them do that. Stop letting these cowboys control the narrative. Report the news yourself. Somebody filmed it, slowing it down. One, the setup, and the Blackstone CEO, that creates shortcuts. No other proof has captured that, and no other proof has been surfaced. They say that the ICE agents had severe injuries. They told CBS that one of these officers had serious back injuries, but he's captured on camera given first aid minutes later. Do those people look seriously injured to you? Or does the person they shot, who's dead on the ground, look seriously injured? They told you that this was a life-threatening situation for them. These two, on top of this homicide victim. This unarmed man on his way to work presented a life-threatening situation to these heavily armed, bulletproof vest-wearing federal agents. Cut your bullshit. No body cam. They want the American public to think that this death was inevitable, that these agents had no choice, and that they work in the name of public safety. They are also refusing to name the two ICE agents who used unnecessary force on a civilian at a traffic stop. This both protects these two and creates a deliberate accountability vacuum that allows propaganda to circulate unchecked. The ICE propaganda strategy involves blaming social media for spreading misinformation and then using official ICE channels to spread misinformation. ICE commits crimes and then lies about the circumstance and allows an information ecosystem where misinformation can flourish by presenting contradictory evidence and lying in press releases. ICE then blames social media misinformation for the fact that there's an increased number of assaults to ICE.
The president of Mexico is demanding an investigation.
So America's second.
What we understand is that the ICE report that they released.
Before you book that next trip to Mexico, you need.
Officer who shot Villegas Gonzalez.
DHS had the nerve to release a statement saying that they're praying for the speedy recovery of
Documented immigrant.
Undocumented residents
Entry in the first place.
with a criminal history. Marissa Sulik spoke with his attorney today, who says he had no criminal background.
I think it's crazy how the ICE officer is saying that he feared for his life to the
Criminal background.
I think it's crazy how the ICE officer is saying that he feared for his life to the extent to where he needed to unalive this other person. Honey, you're in the wrong field. You can clearly see there are two officers in this video. Okay. No, we cannot see the one on the other side, but they're both right here. Does either of them look severely injured to you?
It wasn't even until social media picked up on Silverio Villegas Gonzalez's case.
The mainstream media started referring to him as a dad, a father, a person, instead of just an undocumented man. And this is why people come to TikTok for the news, because there's no corrupt billionaires telling us what to do, what to say, or how to say it. This is real. This is happening right under our noses. And if history truly repeats itself, I'm scared for what's going to happen next. DHS had the nerve to release a statement saying that they're praying for the speedy recovery of their law enforcement officers.
Yeah, we're going to go deep into that. But, you know, as God just said, the Civil War definitely has started. It's escalating as biblical prophecy said it would be. Mental illness, because it's just running rampant on all levels and aspects. Look, however, we hope that you've enjoyed this presentation. We hope that the information that we brought here will, again, inspire you. If you need help from a mental standpoint, get the help. Or if you know someone who is going through episodes and and what we're giving you tonight will inspire you to help them, that's a beautiful thing. But through it all, this has been another episode of The Lion's Den. The segment titled The Conversation Continues. Talking about what's on your mind, and we're going to continue this conversation. You best believe that. We just gave you a preview as to what we're going to be covering on our next episode. So as we come in for a landing on runway 7, completion, we want you to understand that we still need for you to get up off your duff and check things out for yourself at all times. Because at the start and end of every day, it's going to always be your spiritual, intellectual, and emotional maturity and responsibility to make sure that what you hear is indeed provable. And it shows just how liberated we are in what we do. And seventh answer, you have any parting shots?
Nope. Check on your family.
Well, I'll say this here. I want to thank you out here in the comment section. Asiatic 777. Okay? Cooking with Billy. Smashing Idol. Salaya Ben Yah. Tyrone McNeese. Tawana Johnson. I Am Manon. Allah Alihaya. Yasha Allah. The Mighty Lion. We thank you all for your contributions. And we'll be right back at you. And as always, we give honor to the Lord in Christ, from whom all positive thoughts flow. In the meantime, in between time, make sure that anything you talk about, anything you converse about is responsible, provable, and intelligent. And with that being said, in the spirit of Don Cornelius on the Hebrew tip, we always gonna say, Shalom, peace, ahab, love, and napash, guard and protect your soul. And we are up out of here.
I'll praise you, Most High. Yeah, that sound good, y'all. Hello. What we doing?
Hey, cook that up, Khalid.
We still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me, vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. Fuck this shit, this how we live. Look here, homie, we still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me, vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. Fuck this shit, this how we live. Look here, homie, be still. They said you got the call, they trying to blackball you. Play what they own, bro. You can't blackball a boss. The whole world, they hate this right here. The way you hate your neighbor, might as well pull the trigger on yourself. You know we get excited by the smoke. Every day we casting flesh. Save my treasure stored in heaven, we gon' blow the rest. They disrespected and we check. They bank that cause and kept it still. They asking others about my business, but I ain't got no instant miss. See, I still deal with ox direct. Cause your person don't mean you respect. Your outlet don't get no credit if the ox ain't in it. Money answer all things and you got all these questions. Playing Vic. Look, I employ slavery. I'll if you broke your say it. Yeah, them crews in the hood, Jews in the hood. I caught them clues, now I'm good. I broke it down, he understood my all to you. Filtered through, you found a few, I'm good. We what we sold, this here exclusive. They like, hey, folk, look what you doing. We still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me, vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. Fuck this here, this how we live. Look here, homie, we still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me, vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. Fuck this here, this how we live. Look here, homie, be still. Most I told me, be still, give her room to work. Know my movie work. If faith ain't good, don't put the work in. In the spirit flexing, that my day job. Get in the mode out my own, I don't know what they are. Before I got the blueprint, and I'm too legit to quit. Let it spark in the dark, be a light, got it lit. Trying to map my movement, got my haters pondering. The odds set the question there, they wanna know if you still lit. It hit different, you authentic, a lot of odds pretending. We do it for the Lord, got my own motion, who are you to judge? Put Most High first, none above. Take in the spirit, we locked in, they'll come against your plot. You know Judas said, yeah, we spit them scripts, they barely not. Came on slave ships, then you not black. You know they tell you everything. Isaiah 30:20, yeah, we bad. You see what happened when they tried to rail the train up off the track. False witness, niggas hypocrite. We throw shots back, now they feel heat. Must go get it. We still getting to the money, got these haters in they feel. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me finches hit. My enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. Hard to see this how we live. Look here, homie, we still getting to the money, got these haters in they feel. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me finches hit. My enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. Hard to see this how we live. Look here, homie, be still.